let me get everything started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We return once more to a session of Monster Monday. Session 11. We are still in the week before the big mission, the big siege, the big battle. I believe it's like day 2 or 3 at this point. I think we're going into day 3, if I remember correctly. As you lot, because the session, as we left off last session, I believe was the one where you stabbed the lycanthrope, the lion lycanthrope, because he was your worst enemy. So, last time we left off, the party in the darkened night with blackness all around, the storm overhead, rain coming down, and icy like coldness. The party got involved in a street brawl as undead seemed to begin walking the streets and attacking creatures and people alike. As the party would valiantly defend themselves by splitting up the two tanks and the tank and the attacker, and then leaving the wizard and bard at the back. To go, the party would end up splitting and fighting two different groups of undead. A few skeletons here and there, a troll skeleton, a few owlbear skeletons that may or may not have smacked around the bard. However, in the end, it would come to Melvin's distinctive smacking on the head of one, with Dutes' defense against the other, as well as Tun and Melvin holding up in the square, as well as holding off in the square. Though, due to a small hiccup and a interesting bit of chewable, we'll call it, that poor Gygax managed to swallow off of a skeleton, driving him mad would cause him to stab one of Neff's personal, what all could be assumed to be one of his vanguard at this point. Though, shortly after captured, and no permanent damage done to the lycanthrope, the party would manage to walk away from the fight, barely surviving. Dutes, I believe, just holding on by a hair. Melvin, though, scared and terrified, still managing to get his kill. Tun, perfectly fine, and Gygax, though unconscious, being carried in a sealed bottle back to the camp. We return to shortly after you lot. Melvin did play whack-a-mole. But we return to you lot coming back into the camp. The undead seeming to calm down. The sounds of screams seeming to quieted down in the background. All having gathered back at the central camp. Neff seemingly looking about with the troll sitting off to the side. A few of the lycanthropes kind of around this large table that's been brought out to the central of the camp of your guys' specific mercenary grouping. Some walls have been kind of set around this table, as well as what looks to be some dirt or some grass torn up and some dirt set aside. You see a couple crystals set down as for a moment Neff kind of sets the jar off to the side of the table, Gygax still within, Dutes, Tun, and Melvin kind of standing off to the side. The storm is still going over, but for some reason it seems to start to patter down on what looks to be a almost slightly like invisible wall that kind of glimmers off the slight firelight all around the camp. As it does so, Ultimus kind of nodding at Neff as he does, or as this kind of finally goes into effect, and you start to notice you can't hear any of these sound coming from outside this small grouping. As you look about, you see just Neff, Ultimus, two ape-like lycanthropes that seem to be very heavily armored, kind of standing to either side of Tun, and then Dutes with Melvin kind of in the center. And then Ultimus kind of off to the side with the lycanthrope holding his side, though bandaged. The wound looks to still be slightly bleeding. Neff does not look to be happy, as just moments ago he had returned back to this table, having spoken to someone else.
Before we left, did I do the thing that I asked you about?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a. Are you trying to do it stealthily, or are you just grabbing it just before you follow the rest of the group?
Yeah, just picking them up before I follow the rest of the group.
Let's say just do a reflex reflex check, and we'll see how many you can just manage to grab off that. Gygax, you did slightly grow in the jar, feeling yourself expand, but the jar did not seem to crack at all. Yes, go ahead.
I rolled a 7.
7. You pick up about 3 bones, getting a small chunk of broken rib, one of the large, really femur like leg bone, and then taking one of the skulls. You kind of put it away into your cloak pockets as you catch up with the rest of the group before they seem to call for you.
She said a skull, a broken rib bone, and a wing bone.
And a leg bone, yeah, like a really long, like a thigh bone.
Cool. I'll add that stuff.
Perfect. But as you are gathered around the camp, Neff looking kind of angry already as he came back into this area. The table's set out, a few documents scattered here and there, a map with what looks to be an obvious design of the battles to come, and some markings of routes around the area. Neff kind of stands there as the jar's still in the center of the table, corked. The rest of the party off to the side, just kind of standing there looking as if they're not both confused and a slight concern going across their faces, I imagine.
So, does someone want to explain why young Gygax stabbed one of my men unprovoked?
Can I look over him?
The lycanthrope?
No, Gygax.
Gygax, as you look over, he is in the jar, hidden, closed up.
Well, can I, see if there's any arcane energy or anything coming off of him?
Yeah, give me a knowledge arcana.
Cool.
As you look over there.
12. I have a +8. I rolled 12.
20. Okay. Are you so stoned you can't... Oh, you got... Oh, you totaled a 12. Oh no. Okay, so 4. As you look over, Melvin, kind of looking at the jar, for a moment, you sense the flickles like a flickering of magic for just a second, but it's so minute it could just be Gygax himself being magically charged. It's too hard to make out. Gygax, you feel still kind of slightly sick, slightly numb. The tingling is going across your entire body while in the jar.
Well, there's some kind of magic, but it could just be Gygax. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. And your leader?
Gygax doesn't normally attack unless he's provoked. I've been with him a long time.
Neff looks over at Dudes, being the party leader, and just stares.
Dudes, you are on mute.
Of course I am. So I am doing the Evangelion stare, just looking at the table right now. So first and foremost, I would like to apologize for the actions of my party member. I should have been more conscious of my party's actions during the fight. Given my situation, I was not able to, and I apologize. That is my negligence. I know not why he did it, but I can assure you it will never happen again.
Neff will nod, and then he'll look over at the lycanthrope that got stabbed, and ask him what he wants out of this as recompense.
You see, he kind of looks over at the jar, and you kind of see the darkness kind of flicker across his eyes for a moment. But as he looks like he's about to grab his sword, he just kind of sighs, letting go of the pommel, and just sighs and goes, "Just not to be stabbed again would be nice."
I think it would be best then if we set up your lodgings outside of our area in the camp. To make sure it doesn't...
Got any nice caves?
Ultimus at that perks up, ears like almost on alert with excitement.
Yes, Ultimus.
I can think of a couple caves. I've been dying to explore those caves by the goblin camp. I told you, I know there might be trolls in there, but there might be necromancers in there too, and I could get a really good payout if I drag them along. If they die, they paid for their sins. If they live, they've done their deed for us and kept the camp safe. It's a win-win, and I get to kill trolls. Or necromancers. I've never fought a necromancer.
If they agree, as I look over at Doots, there is a secondary thing I need you to look into while you're over there. That if you succeeded would have me willing to forgive what happened.
What would that be?
There's rumors of a creature that's been successfully hunting goblins and other creatures not far from the camp. I haven't had time to look into it preparing for the siege. I want the creature brought here. Peacefully if you can. Non-lethal.
And you say that this creature is somewhere near the goblin camp that we wiped out the other day?
It wanders a bit, but no. The another goblin camp. I'm sure you heard about it. The one with the cavalry.
Them.
So,
I'm willing to do this job. I just would like to ask if you could spare anyone to help us on this. We could split the loot between or after the fight.
we're already lending you Ultimus. Our others are all helping with planning or have other jobs. If you want to look for them, we have a mage in town. I don't know where they go though. Can't miss them. Over feet
I
tall.
nonchalantly look over at the guy that got stabbed. You want to help us?
You see as he just looks at you, looks at Neff, looks back at you, and then shakes his head no.
Shrug. Thanks anyway.
Yes. If you can't find the mage in town, we're already sending you with Ultimus, who's our second best in combat. I can't spare much more.
You see Ultimus go, but I need a bucket of something that can burn, like tar. Where can I get tar at this hour in this city? Oh wait, I know exactly a guy. And you see as Ultimus turns and starts running out of the camp.
I'm sure when Ultimus gets what they need, they'll come find you.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get you to rest properly, as I'm going to go help the lion lycanthrope get somewhere where they can rest, because they're still bleeding.
Yeah, he willingly puts his arm up for you, having his side been pierced, not walking too comfortably, seems to kind of limp and follow you along. You do notice as he seems to be walking by the table, he seems to slightly bump it on purpose, causing the jar to spill over and slam onto the ground, cracking open. And you see a slight smile on his face as he kind of follows out. Gygax, you come spilling out of the jar, though, coming shattering to the ground. Though it doesn't actually hurt you any. You imagine if you were any smaller, that might have actually caused a little bit of a pain or annoyance.
Am I still under the effects?
Gem. You still feel the sickness. However, you don't. When you look over towards the lycanthrope lion as he's leaving, you don't feel the same hatred you did earlier.
Alright, I toss a potion of light healing towards Neff.
Neff, with his back turned towards you, can roll a reflex save to see if he catches it.
You have blind sight.
I know. I remember.
Nope. All right, now you have really high reflexes. Shocking being a dex build. Let's see. 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, you as you turn and look, or as you turn almost immediately hearing the sound of the bottle kind of leaving Gygax's hand, here kind of corner your eye as you catch it, turning your hand, grabbing it fully. You easily manage to grasp it out of the air and bring it forward. as without even moving your arm from the guy's shoulder.
I'll just nod to Gygax and hand it to the line while we keep walking.
As you do, you hear the last thing you catch is, "Huh, wow, Nev, you really think of everything. You had a potion on you."
Neff's not going to correct him.
As they head out.
Neff does have potions on him. They're on his side.
As they head out of the bubble, you are left noticing the sound still doesn't seem to impede the room. You are left alone as the two ape lycanthropes kind of looking at each other awkwardly, watching Neff leave, the lion leave, and then Ultimus, and then being the only two kind of look at you lot, look back at each other, then kind of look around for a minute, and then kind of follow their way out.
As Neff caught the bottle, I look down and just sort of walk over to Doots' side and just sort of, through treasure chest fashion, just 4 cubic foot of me looks like an actual treasure chest right next to Doots. No feet, no nothing.
Okay.
Oh, he's sad.
Dudes, you watch as, Gygax comes over to you, feet out for a moment, coming out of the bottle, or the glass vial, kind of walking over to you, and then just turns into a chest, like a plain, normal chest.
So, can you explain what happened? Were you just in a frenzy from fight?
And I ate something, and it made me think something else.
What did you eat?
A skull from a wolf.
Okay, I will keep that as a mental note, just to keep you away from wolf skulls.
Well, it was one of the ones we were fighting in the city. I think a normal wolf would be fine because I've eaten them before.
Yeah, normally they say not to eat the undead.
I didn't know. It tasted funny and tingled, and I hadn't eaten one before, so I tried it. And now I'm not going to do it again.
Well, this has been a learning experience for all of us. I hope we can all keep this in mind going forward.
Uh-huh.
So,
I heard you guys did a good job, though.
yeah.
Doots, who is still torn up, scratched up, bleeding from a lot of his areas. He's not been healed yet.
I will hand him a potion. Let me see what I got.
I say Doots' clothes are kind of slightly shredded.
Cure minor wounds.
I do have moderate wounds.
Oh, okay.
So I will drink that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll for it. The other beholder, the Melvin's legendary wife, shows in the background.
The wife beckons.
Mm-hmm. It's like the mace in Wolf's campaign, the evil mace of Asmodeus.
It was in fury that Doots felt he was too good for my potion.
No, it's just, if I'm gonna, or I don't want to use all your potions, man.
Go ahead and roll up your potion if you're gonna down it, though.
Yep. I got 11 health back.
Nice. That kind of helps. Hopefully. Oh, I can see Melvin's rolls finally. Alright. As you down the potion, though, the kind of awkward silence still kind of continuing as you drink this, kind of still bending down. I imagine leaning down to talk to Gygax at this point.
Yeah.
The spell still seems to be up. It's just you lot in this silent bubble.
Actually, he doesn't need to lean down to me.
You're
The size of a human.
Oh, that's true.
So, yeah, I probably come up to right at his hip, just above his hip.
Okay, like a large dog. You kind of...
Uh-huh.
So, does anyone need to do anything in the town before we do go?
Well, I need to see if they can fix my quarterstaff And by fix, I mean maybe they can make it into like a cool 8th staff thing. I have 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm just like looking at the broken halves of wood.
Yeah. Slight imprint of the skull of the owlbear on them. Yeah, as you look it over, the staff look, or the staff, 2 chunks of staff look to be obviously broken. Dude's remembering or calling the Melvin saving you from the one owlbear when he came down hard, slamming it into the head, killing the creature.
Hey, worst case scenario, if they can't fix it, I can just give you mine.
I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I will say, you have seen weapon racks around the camp, just kind of out and about with the mercenaries. So, the quarterstaff may not be you've seen a couple around the camp. Whether or not you want to grab one from the camp, that is on you. But just from your own perspective.
I might before we leave. I don't know yet.
Alright. Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
Dudes, Melvin, I want to give these to you. I give each of you 1 Azura Fang of True Strike Punching Dagger.
Let me pull up the item for you real quick. I think I can. You give me a second. As he hands you these 2 blue punching daggers, you recognize them as the same ones that Gygax has been using since day 1.
They do 1d3 plus 2 damage. They also give a +1 to attack bonus. And they have a once per day +20 to attack. And their crit is ×3.
Yep.
Thank you.
As he hands you these, there's the slight bits of spider goo still kind of stuck onto it and stained onto the blades.
I cleaned them as best I could.
Well, I'm sure there will be much more gross things on them, so it's okay.
I hope they help you guys.
I mean, it will definitely come in handy for me.
I'm not much for being up close and personal, but at least now if I am, I have a way to defend myself.
Weapon. Yep, and you can make sure you attack with that with the True Strike ability.
As you lot kind of stand here, you do see that you see some of the ape lycanthropes moving the one tent you guys were assigned, kind of dragging Tonton along with it, as they put you on the outskirts of the camp, kind of closer towards the city gates, but further away from the main group of mercenary tents that have been kind of set up on a little further away. As they set your tent down, Tonton still snoring and laying in the in his large, I imagine, like pillow-like bed set at the bottom of the tent. You can see him kind of still snoring as he's just kind of shoved in there. The ape lycanthropes seem to go back about their day as they do so. You lot still standing here in the rain. What do you want to do?
I say I'm gonna head into town. I'm gonna get more of those specialty ales.
Okay. Melvin and Gygax?
I will go with.
Okay.
I'm not leaving Doots' side.
Alright. As the treasure chest, the size of a large dong and Melvin in his cloak with his his now 1/8 staffs in each magical tentacled hand. You kind of head towards the town. Still dark out at this point. It's still night from all that you can tell. The rain's still heavily pouring. Heading towards the town. The guards at the gate looking at you lot, still badly damaged from the fight. Their armor broken up. One of them still kind of pulling another guard away that had died there earlier. The other kind of looks over at you lot and just seems to nod as he kind of ushers his hand to let you through. Letting the guards know to clear the path. They seem to kind of pull their weapons up, letting you guys walk through. As you walk into the town, it's almost eerily quiet, minus the few guards patrolling and walking and carrying bodies and cleaning out bits. People in the houses all seem to be closed up. The wind seems to be slightly colder and louder, giving a slight moan as it goes throughout the building blocks. As you kind of start heading into the town, not many shops are open. In fact, none that you can tell are open at this hour. You're heading towards the inn.
Yeah.
The the Breath of Spirit, I believe. Let me check. Let me pull my notes, making sure. No. The Humble Horde, because you wanted to go to Think for the special brew, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, as you head down towards the T-junction, continuing up towards the palace, you see a group of people, a group of giants that seem to be varying in height amongst each other, that look to kind of heading out of the town. As they head down the road going towards the T-junction and heading around the corner, they don't even seem to acknowledge you as they pass by. Though one of them seems to give a slight stink eye towards you, Melvin, as if something that they've caught on to or realize as they kind of stare at you walking past.
I stare back menacingly.
As you stare back menacingly, you see as they just kind of shake their head and turn and continue walking, as the group seems to kind of quietly talk in common, something about flowers and Zill, a couple of things about not being a woman. But as you head past towards the Humble Horde Adventuring Guild, you see the building, still the larger two-story building with the reinforced floors and hefty metal sides. The building seems to be lit up as people are laughing and joking inside. You see Think kind of cheersing to some gentleman who has large, deer-like horns, a very almost pit fiend-like face, but looking very lean, standing about 6 feet in height, wearing a nice, pretty red suit of sorts, looking to be some sort of higher class merchant. But as Think kind of sees you lot coming up to the door, he comes over immediately, opening the lock and invites you lot in. Goes, "Oh, come, enjoy, drink." As he kind of hands you a drink, dudes, a very dark ale by the looks of it, in a very large mug. As he expecting you to be have the hands of his size. This is meant for a large creature. As you grasp it with 2 hands.
I'll walk up to Think.
You do. He kind of smiles and goes, What can Think do for you?"
Hey, buddy. Was wondering if you got any more of that specialty ale in stock.
I only have I got the ale that my friend here brought in, but it's special brand. It's supposed to be twice as strong as the stuff I make. Would you be interested? It's free if you can beat me in a drinking game. I'll give you as much as you can take. You see a smile on his face.
Ironically, I speak to dudes. Can I play?
Think. Question before we do this.
Of course, friend.
Is it going to be a one-on-one, or can my friend join?
It's 1v1, but if your friend would rather take your spot, I'll drink with him. As you see his cheeks slightly already red. He is slightly slurring his words. He's also speaking much more capably, although he is still speaking in almost a simple version of primitive.
I'll sonically reply, "Sure, Gygax, you can go out."
Pity.
You see, Think kind of smiles, holding up a glass as the hiccups and a table is brought over. Two large barrels are rolled out that stand about to be roughly 10 gallons of what you, as they're uncorked, to smell like as a hefty ale. Think smiles over at you, Gygax, as he sits down and goes, "You need a seat, friend."
What's there in front of the table?
Just a
There,
table.
like,
There's chairs around the bar, but the barmaid kind of stands off to the side, holding a chair, looking at your size and looking at the chair itself. Though it's wider and definitely reinforced, it's with your width, it's a little bit thin.
I am going to morph into a pixie.
Oh. Okay, I assume you're gonna try and do that on top of the table, or are you just gonna do that right on the ground?
Nope, and then I'm gonna sit in the chair.
All right, yeah. As you turn into this pixie, you watch as Gygax kind of slowly morphs his form, hearing the weird kind of noises coming off him. They do this sounds you've never heard before coming off of him, as it seems like he's having problems orienting his body at first. A few moments goes by, and as he turns into this like larger creature of this this Nixie, I believe it was, or is it Pixie? Pixie. Turning to this large pixie, he is absolutely stunning, almost unnaturally so, as his fae-like appearance comes into view, Melvin. Dutes, you are unaffected, but Melvin, though, you start to feel a slight warmth to it for a moment. It seems to dissipate, as soon as Gygax kind of turns into this, he collapses to the ground as neither his arms or legs seem to really function properly. The barmaid, kind of seeing this happen, getting the clue, walks up, sets the chair down, and kind of picks you up and sets you onto the chair.
Thank you.
She nods and then goes walking over, and you watch as she grabs something out of a room and comes out with a thick metal tubing, and sticks it into the barrel and brings it over to close enough to you so you can lean over to it. As she does so, you see Think kind of looks at you with like a raised eyebrow as he picks up the barrel with two hands and goes, "All right, first one, the finish wins." And he tips the drink and starts gulping. Go ahead, give me a fortitude save.
So also, don't forget, since I am a mimic morphed, my mouth is actually the pixie's stomach.
Oh no. It's true. So as you kind of move your body, kind of leaning it back, leaning the shoulders back a little bit, and kind of kicking your body out to move the barrel a little bit. You push it forward, or you manage to kick it forward just enough to an angle that the straw lands up to your stomach as your teeth kind of reform out of the stomach. As you start drinking, as the first bout goes down, you watch as easily Gygax starts gulping this down from the straw, sucking hard into it. You watch as the barrel almost seems to slightly jiggle and the sound of sloshing liquor seems to get lower. As Gygax manages to sink down 5 gallons of the stuff in a single gulp, you watch as Think seems to get the thing up, and while he seems to start drinking, seems to fall backwards, falling onto his chair, or falling onto the floor, passing out unconscious on the first drink. The barmaid comes over and looks at, she smiles over at Gygax and goes, "He only got through a gallon. I
keep drinking.
All right, roll another fortitude save. Let's see how you do. Oh, with ease, as you go to suck down the rest of the barrel, you down it in one go. The thick, woody flavor, but with a slight sweeter aftertaste. The ale almost has a bit of a sugary after bite to it that gives like a sugar cookie like overall flavor. As you finish the barrel, it seems to be thin, or it seemed to be strong with alcohol. As you start to feel a little bit of warmth in your body, though feeling pretty good and still comfortable. You can definitely tell that was stronger than what you're used to. As the sleeping Think lays on the floor unconscious, the barmaid looks over at you lot and goes, "I guess you've won. How much were you looking to get? We've got around a few gallons. I can go back and fill some bottles or some vials if you have any."
Can I get about 10?
She nods and goes, "Do you have 10 vials, bottles, or something I can store it in?"
No.
Okay, do you plan to store it in your hands?
Can we buy vials or bottles from you?
Oh, yes. She just kind of looks over at the talking stomach and goes, "Of course we can sell them." She goes, "Let me see what he's got in his pricing," and she starts digging through a bunch of like books as she goes behind a counter for a few minutes to dig about, leaving you lot to talk amongst yourselves for a few moments. The stranger still off to the side, kind of watching this entire time, hasn't seemed to get like moved from his table, only about 2 tables away from you lot, as he seems to be sipping on a dark liquid of some sort.
I put 10 gold on the table, and then I wiggle out of the chair, flop on the floor, and turn back into a chest.
Yeah. After a few moments, as you kind of keep wiggling your stomach about, the body eventually follows after, and as you fall to the ground, though it looks like the pixie is now just a dead adult laying on the ground, you slowly morph back into a chest, feeling more comfortable in your skin once more.
Dudes, the gold on the table's half for a tip, and the other half is to help pay for the vials.
Alright. I will separate it into 2 piles.
Thank you.
She brings out 10 vials, setting it on the table. As she does so, she just kind of smiles at you and goes, "That'll be 10 gold pieces for that." As you see that they're fully filled with liquid already.
I will slide 1 pile forward, adding 5 more coins to it.
Okay.
And then I will hold my hand over the other pile. This is a tip.
She looks at you and kind of nods and smiles and goes, "I'll make sure he gets it." She kind of pulls it or swipes it off into a bag. She smiles at you as she kind of pushes the potions over to you and goes, "Will there be anything else?"
That's all for me. Y'all want anything from here?
She looks over at the silent Melvin
No.
Gygax. No.
Can I get 1 light potion and 1 moderate potion, please?
She looks at you and smiles and goes, "Of course you can. I would be happy to. Give me a moment." As she kind of goes digging into her gear. You see she kind of heads back around the counter and goes underneath the counter, grabbing out a few things. And you said cure what? Which ones?
Cure light and cure moderate, 1 each.
Okay. She will bring out both of them, and she sets 1 of each on the table. She goes, "That'll be about 400 gold pieces for the 2.
I hand over 40 platinum.
She looks at and kind of counting it, and she goes, "I've never seen a platinum piece before. Thank you, sweetheart." She kind of puts it into the same bag from before, sealing, kind of tying the rope around as she smiles, slightly nudging with her foot Think on the ground, who seems to kind of just snore louder. She goes, "Is there anything else I can be of assistance, or did you need a room for the night?"
No, we're fine, thank you.
She nods and goes, "Well, if you need anything, you're always welcome by. I wouldn't recommend going across the street, though, if I were you. There's a little bit of issues with Garden's Grace," as she kind of smiles. The owner there is not quite kind to what they call as mini legs around here.
Yeah, found out the other day.
She nods.
Didn't she actually die the other night?
I don't know. I've heard there were attacks at the beginning of the night, but daybreak hasn't even come yet, so I don't think we've heard any accounts of who's been killed. Did you see her die?
Yes.
Oh no. You see although she says "oh no," and you hear the sadness in her voice, you also see the smile that's slightly creeping on her face, and though it's pretty easy to tell as she wears her emotions on her sleeve, the very large, almost money signs in her eyes as she starts thinking about things. You see she slightly nudges Think again with her shoe as she seems to poke at him, and he again snores louder.
Oh no. I just imagine that's what it's like.
She looks at you and goes, I'll keep that in mind. You know, come morning, I think I need to step out. Do you lot mind staying over till the daybreak, and then heading out? I mean, if you're waiting on anybody, I'd be happy to feed you on the house.
Yeah, we are waiting on someone.
Well, perfect. Why don't you tell them to meet you here for a drink? I'll give you the keys, you hang out, unlock the door if anybody wants to leave, don't let anybody in that's not me. Pretty easy.
Okay.
She smiles and goes, "All right, why don't you go find your friend, or let your friend know, and that you'll be waiting for him here, and come on back." As she smiles, going back to her
Can
business.
I sense motive her?
Yeah, go ahead.
18.
All right, what are you trying to figure out?
If she's just gonna try to go turn us in and say that we killed the lady.
As you kind of as you listen to the conversation, as she kind of looks at you for a moment, you get a sense that she seems to be more interested in the money opportunity of buying a place that's immediately going to go up for sale before anybody else knows about it. And less interested in the fact of bounties on you lot, as she doesn't seem to even eye you lot up as anything special, even turning her back willingly, which Melvin would understand from a monster's perspective. That means that you're not scared of the person that's in front of you in a sense, or now behind you.
Cool.
But as she kind of turns, going back to stand behind the bar, you see the gentleman off to the side ordering another drink. As she comes over, kind of waiting on him, she seems to go back about her business, though, as Think continues to snore quite loudly. Some slight snores being heard from upstairs, though, that seem to kind of drift on the air. Besides that, though, you lot are left pretty much by yourselves, or amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna just stand behind the bar and just oversee the tavern itself.
Okay. As you head over there, she kind of looks at you confused as she kind of goes, "Aren't you gonna go tell your friend you're waiting, or that they're supposed to meet you here?"
Sorry. Yeah. Purely absent-minded moment. My fault.
She nods and goes, "It's early in the morning, I imagine. We've only got a few hours till daybreak. It's understandable."
And I will head out of the tavern, and I will go and head back to the mercenary camp.
As you turn back around, you see Gygax's tongue slightly tapping along, or like tongue like pseudopod slightly tapping along the table until the potions are grabbed and pulled off slowly. No, not in a way of meaning to be stealthy, but not trying to gather anybody's obvious attention. As he does so. But as you turn back, you said you're heading out?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you heading to?
So, do I know anywhere that would be selling tar in this town?
Now, you haven't seen any places, and as you take a sniff on the air, you can give me a survival check to see if you can smell tar. I mean, tar is a pretty strong scent, and there'd be a lot of heat coming off of it as you look about. So yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check for this. We'll call it.
I would like to see my result, would I? And Bull, can you stop bringing up curbside?
Never.
Unnatural 20 for 19 plus 1.
As you kind of sniff about, you for a moment, seeing with the dark skies, it's hard to tell if there's any smoke coming or rising at this point. But sniffing about, you don't smell anything that smells like tar. And you don't hear the sounds of industry going on, nor do you see obvious tracks for anything that would have gone around at this business, or at this time of hour. As you look about, it makes no sense that there'd be a tar business anywhere in town. Based on, as you sniff onto the air, you should still get a bare scent of it. As you look about, the roofs aren't even tarred.
And where the hell would Ultimus go?
I imagine Dude says this out loud to Melvin and Gygax in the back with them behind him.
Yeah, I would say that out loud.
I turn around just before the doors close and look at the lady behind the counter.
She kind of looks
Where
over
can
at you.
Where can I buy oil?
Oil? Oh god, I don't even know if you could buy oil in these parts of town. Not unless you're going to the black market, but that should be closed down at this hour. No one should be selling oil at this point.
What about
Okay.
tar?
I don't think there's a tar salesman in town unless it's someone who's got a boat. But the only people who have boats around here are outside of the city limits. There's a small dock town not a day's travel from here. Well, that'd be the closest.
Well, I'm just gonna head back to the mercenary camp and just tell someone who I see, or really just anyone, that hey, once you see Ultimus, send them this way.
Alright. Okay. As you go ahead.
I look around. Are there lanterns lit or
Uh,
torches or anything?
It's almost eerie how dark it is. Actually, you do see there are lanterns set street lanterns that are supposed to be lit. But even during the battle, they didn't seem to be. It's been dark this entire time, as you start to realize, Gygax.
I go up to the very first lantern.
Mm-hmm.
I want to smell.
As you take a smell, go ahead and give me a survival check. What are you smelling for?
Oil or tar or anything that is burnable. Trying to figure out what it is.
Oh, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. You can see in the lanterns clearly that there are candles in there that are lit. You can see they are definitely look to be magical, as they do have runes kind of drawn into them, and they're very pretty looking as they look to be ornate and designed purposely for being shown in the outside. It also means if they're magically lit, you would, just based on your understanding of magic so far, you haven't seen anything be able to unlight a magic light. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Darn. And I go back to Doots.
Yeah, as you head back over to Doots, Doots still standing at the bottom of the stairs to go up to the Adventuring Guild's entrance. Melvin kind of imagine floating slightly behind him.
Yep.
Alright, Doots, what are you thinking? Are you heading back to camp like you said?
Yeah.
Okay. As you head back to camp, you find yourself rushing, slowly moving a little bit quicker as the eeriness on the shadows start to give almost an unnatural fear to it for a moment, as if something's watching you. And to Doots and Melvin, as you're kind of starting to pick up the pace, feeling a nervous sweat, you start to realize in the shadows you're starting to see Zebral's face kind of watching you, seeming to look at you and eye at you with disappointment. And the nervousness seems to be coming from the sense of an eerie, like, something's coming. Gygax, who has no parasite in his head, feels nothing.
I just think, are we in danger?
As you think that you get no response, but a few quiet seconds go by, the eeriness seems to dissipate for a moment. As if the presence has been gone and stopped checking in on you.
I just look over at Doots.
I don't know what we could have done that would have warranted this.
No idea at all, huh? And I just kind of glance down at Gygax.
Warranted what? What?
It seems we might have upset Zebral with your past action.
Oh, yeah. Whoopsie.
Excuse me. I had to mute for a second. I just got jumped by a grasshopper. It scared the shit out of me. I hope that scream did not get picked up on my mic before I muted.
No.
Okay. No, but the dog did.
Is that what that girly scream was?
It might have been if it picked up. didn't expect to open my window and a grasshopper to walk on me. All right, or jump on me. I don't think that's a normal thing. But yeah, as you take this moment, kind of looking over at this, kind of contemplating this, you head back to the camp. You see that the camp seems to be going about their business as if it started to wake up. A few of the ape lycanthropes seem to be kind of walking about. One of them kind of glancing over, seeing you guys coming back towards camp, comes walking over and goes, finally your sponsor's gone. All right, all's good. Neff says all's good. Everything's been taken care of, so. As far as it goes, you guys are good to continue doing, with the punishment as is, but, all's, taken care of on the paperwork side.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of had a feeling.
He didn't seem happy. It was not a very, I was by the tent, and, man, I wouldn't want to be you guys. No, really, I really am scared for you guys. I'm not joking.
I just looked down at Gygax again.
Why?
Can you give us some insight on what to expect?
All I can say is, man, our leader really cares about us. I didn't think he cared that much. It really does the heart good. A simple injury just set that man up for retirement, honestly. I mean, I don't think he's going to have to ever continue working if he doesn't want to. He said he was going to continue to follow Neff. I don't know. With the injury he's got, he might be out for the count, so... that's the best I can tell you. I've not seen that much coin and weapons and armor and ever. It was, honestly, it was a haul.
Okay.
I guess that answers my question. I look at Doots again.
I guess it does.
Ultimate said they're looking for you. They were in town, said they spotted you guys for a bit, but lost track of you by the time they were done with their business and dealing with it. Are you guys gonna be hanging out here? Are you heading out? What's your plan? I'll let Neff know as far as it goes.
So have Ultimus. I was gonna come actually and tell you to have Ultimus meet us at the and it slips my mind. What was the name of that tavern?
As you think hard, you think once more on it, and you realize you never asked the name. The DM just told you the name to be nice.
Yeah, I know.
And thus, you sit there pondering your notes as you open your little journal and look through all the notes that you've written down.
That's not the right. Haunted Mansion.
He looks over at you and goes, I don't know what, is there? Let me go ask the commander if there's a haunted mansion in town. Give me a minute. As he starts to turn to jog,
Drink Palace.
He starts to jog away, and you see as he heads towards the tent and brings, kind of a few moments later, as you're kind of standing there waiting, you see him come back with Neff, who looks slightly irritated to be once more awoken from his sleep, as the ape lycanthrope seems to be slightly excitedly looking at you lot and smiling as he stands at alert attention.
The only place I'd be call haunted is Greg's room at night. I'm gonna be honest.
The ape lycanthrope you see is trying not to crack a smile.
Have you been there?
I've heard too many rumors for my own good. Anyway, weren't you guys staying at Think's place?
Yes. I was gonna say, if you see Ultimus, have them meet us there.
The tavern across from the Garden Inn. Yeah.
The ape guy looks between the two of you and goes, "Didn't know that."
Oh, this is a learning experience for us all.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know what Ultimus was doing with the big barrels as he looks off in the distance, just staring. Yes, but we'll let them know. Hey, sorry, Commander. He kind of looks back at Neff and with a the biggest innocent smile he can, kind of stands and salutes
I'll
Neff.
I'll give him a pat on the shoulder and then I'm walking back to bed.
He looks back at you a lot and goes, so I'll make sure Ultimus knows that. I don't think the commander plans to stay awake much longer. Wait, let me ask. Commander, do you plan to be up any longer? As he shouts loudly across the entire, letting the entire camp hear this.
I'll be asleep until morning as he just walks into his tent.
He turns back to you and goes, I think he'll be sleeping till this afternoon.
I think he said till morning, so I don't think he's gonna be up.
I mean. Good luck, though, as he turns and starts trotting back towards the camp.
Well, with that done, I'm gonna head back to Think's place, and I'm gonna...
As you lot turn back, heading back into town once more, you head back to Think's inn. As you get to the inn itself, you notice the door is slightly ajar. The handles looks to be slightly crushed. The windows look to be shattered. And as you look kind of from the outside streets, you can see the clear indication of Think fully impaled on what looks to be a skull of some creature on the wall that was mounted. You see the bar itself is torn up, tables destroyed, small fires kind of still burning here and there. The few potions that were on the shelves seem to be gone, nowhere to be seen, or broken from what you can tell.
I rush over to Think to see if he's alive.
As you rush into the inn, kind of shoving the door aside, it kind of goes into the hits the wall and then falls over, collapsing on the floor behind you. As you run in, you see there's bodies of creatures with 4 legs, 5 legs, some trolls, a couple of what looks to be hound-like creatures, some turtles, other commonly monstrous adventurers you've seen for races. Many of them seem to be dotted about. Some dragged down from the above floor that were killed in the staircase, and it looks to be a brutal. As these these people weren't just killed; these people were massacred from the amount of brutality shown to the corpses. As you see this, though, rushing in, looking up, as you look up, the smell of death still heavy in the air. Gygax, you don't see his chest moving at all, and as the 2 horns of the creature seem to have impaled his chest completely, you're pretty sure he is no longer living.
I didn't do it.
Gygax turns back, looks at Dutes and Melvin in the doorway, and shouts this. Not loud enough for the world to hear, but just loud enough for them to hear from the distance. Dudes is taking care of a child for a moment, and I think Melvin stepped away for a moment.
I didn't do it.
Suddenly, I think we have bigger problems than the cave.
As you say this, Melvin, looking about, there is death everywhere. It is gruesome. You do see on the wall, as you look about, the words of... let me get the exact writing here. One moment. Because I don't want to use the wrong slang that I wrote down. What's it called? What did I use for the terminology? Yes. You see the term in blood written many legs, like MANYLEGUS, and then below it, you see the word or the words "the deadly smile" carved into the wall, in what looks to be as if something very hot seemed to kind of sear through the brick when it wrote this.
I'm back. What did I miss? My dogs were attacking each other.
All the the monster people and adventurers who are staying in this inn are all dead. Think is impaled in his chest, and Gygax confirmed he was dead, also stating that he didn't do it. And then both him and Melvin noticed on the wall the words "many legs" written in blood, and then a burnt, something burned burning and carving, almost searing into the brick wall, the words "the deadly smile" underneath it.
I didn't do it. I swear.
Does any of that stand out to me?
So I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on the many legs part
To remove it.
to remove it.
Okay. Give me let's say a gather information on this one. Let's see if you've picked up anything as you've been going around, Melvin.
Ooh. 13.
13. You would know and would have heard as Dudes kind of goes over, waving his hand, singing a light hymn. You watch as the blood kind of dissipates from the wall. As you think for a second, you remember there are dragonkin, there are dragons, there are other the sentient races as they're called, those who are recognized and have their own nations. All call the rest of those who don't, races who belong to wandering races, as mini-legs, or consider them nothing better than monsters. There's a pretty high prejudice between the non-monstrous races by their definition and the recognized races of the world, especially amongst the business owners, as you've heard, like the locals. So the slur is a pretty common term to use against someone like yourself or your party members, for example. That's pretty much all you get, though.
Is there anybody in the room that might be breathing?
As you look back, give me some search checks. I assume all three of you will probably be kind of jumping, looking about as well. This will also include for magic items, anything of note that catches your attention.
Yeah. 21, natural 20.
Damn, nice.
24.
Fuck yeah. Gygax? Our search chest. Well known. Fucking wow, now you guys roll well. As you all start searching about, you look about, and as you find a Thrycreen that looks like it has head put onto a spear. The spear specifically looking to be made or be crafted by a goblin of some sort, as it has very distinctional markings similar to the ones you've fought before. As you look about the other creatures, a large turtle that, unlike Tun would stand on two legs, they are recognized as a slave race. Looks to be in the corridor, was kind of their intestine wrapped around their neck and seemed to have been strangled by some creature. You find a large cage that looks to have once housed some creature with a blackened mane of like hair. It could be a horse or something else. You're kind of unsure as you look at the cage, but the creature's clearly gone. As you look around, you do specifically notice that the bar girl from earlier is nowhere to be seen, nor is that strange merchant-like fellow that was there. But you do notice a staff lying on the ground in the as you kind of look around in the staircase. At the very top of the stairs, a staff seems to stand on its own. Two what look to be like rakshasa or like lion or tiger-like ears on the top of it, and what looks to be a center gemstone kind of adorn it. The staff seems to be standing about 3 feet tall and just stands at the top of the staircase. Not leaning against anything. I'm talking perpendicular. As you kind of see that, I assume none of you are going to try and walk past it to go explore the rooms or anything past that.
No, I would like to examine it, though.
Okay. But yeah, so as you look about, you don't find any bodies, unfortunately, about. You also do notice, I will state, that there's all the money, all the coins are still left there, as the bag looks to have been undisturbed and easy to spot, as you guys find it pretty quickly as you look about. Neither are any of the more prominent potions, which you find 3 cure moderate wound potions set aside that were never taken or broken out in the open. As you are looking at that staff and the rest of you kind of come up there, mini leg. Oh yeah, here, let me write it down for you. So it's mini legs was above in blood, and then in the below burnt and seared was the deadly smile. Not mile, although mile's accurate. As you look at the staff, Are you just gonna be looking it over, or you want to do are you wanting to check the Arcana, what it does, arcane wise?
Yeah, Arcana.
Fuck me, I can't talk. Yeah, go ahead and roll knowledge Arcana for me.
I take all the
19.
money.
All right, you pocket 35 platinum pieces in total from that sack. Worth of coin. 19. Jesus Christ, Melvin. You look this staff up and down. It's let me double check something before I give you something I'm not supposed to. Okay. As you look this staff up and down, kind of observing it for a moment, something seems strange about it. You recognize the giant runes on it that reads, "Only true evil can acknowledge." Now, I have a question. What's your alignment, Melvin?
Lawful evil.
Oh, shit. Alright. Alright, as you continue to look it over with that roll, you get the sense that this item is both arcane and divine in nature. It is tied to the evil domain specifically. You can sense that it seems to have, or it does have some holy symbols upon it that you don't recognize immediately, but you know you recognize the magic to be around 9th level that's attached to the item. As you look this item up and down, you're pretty sure that this specific weapon is seems to specialize in necromancy magic of some sort.
Melvin would relay that information.
Okay. As you mention it, the staff continues to stand there. The gemstone in the center kind of glows as you get closer to it.
So, it's bit. So, what I'm gathering is it hasn't even been 5 minutes. A racist group came in and just went to town on everyone here and left a fucking staff.
2 hours, roughly.
Well, a lot can't happen in 2 hours. But still, it didn't even feel like 5 minutes.
As you look about, you also notice Think's armor, his weapons, all of his gear is still sat to the side. As you look, if you kind of scoot past the staff trying to avoid it, as Melvin kind of mentions, it's not hostile from what he can tell. It's not activating. It just seems to be magically able to stand on its own. As you scoot by, the rooms are even worse. The few adventurers that were in there look to have been completely decimated. You do find one that catches your attention as wearing what looks to have been once adamantine armor, which you've never seen this much of this metal before in one place. However, you do know or would know what adamantine is, having traveled as much as you have at this point, Dutes. Recognizing the rarity of it, and that only very high nobles or very wealthy wear this kind of metal, and it looks like someone came in with claws and just shredded it like paper. It looks almost unusable by the amount of destruction it is. You'd have to almost completely melt it back down. As you look about the other adventurers, they all look to be in similar shape.
I think we may want to get Neff here.
He is not going to be happy about being woken up again, but that is a
I'll
great
go get
idea.
him. You guys stay here. I'll go get him.
All right.
That surely won't go poorly.
My 51 legs start running.
I was say a Gygax like a fucking like a speed demon out of hell is gone out the window. A cloud of smoke as you finish saying giving your affirmation to him. But he is gone before you finish your sentence. He dissipates in the back into the darkness, leaving you two here. Once again, alone without a tank or a fighter.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Are there any guards walking by?
It's funny as you look out on the street and see as Gygax seems to turn a corner. You look about. There's no guards. It's almost eerily silent. The streets are clear. I will say the door is also laying on the ground under your feet as it's off the hinges. So, and the front window is blown open.
Well, that person wouldn't be hard to spot, Jason. I don't know if we're gonna run into that person, considering I know where they are, but Dudes doesn't. But I will keep an eye out for an 8-foot-tall, boar-like person, or person with matching similar features.
Okay. Let's see. All right, as you kind of go find one of the only non-broken chairs, kind of set a glass aside, pouring some water into it that's clean. You kind of sit down, waiting and watching, kind of looking about. I imagine snooping about for some of the coffee beans that you had tried prior to see if any are available. But as you and Melvin kind of wait, Melvin, I assume you're just going to wait there. You're not doing anything else.
I would kind of look around, make sure there's no hidden compartments or secret exits.
Okay. I think there's actually a check specifically for that. Give me a minute.
Is there a tablecloth nearby?
There is.
I'm gonna throw that over the floating staff.
Just to make yourself a little more comfortable with it, as
I don't want to be stared at by potentially infernal descending lion tigers.
well, there's a wall like from the stairway, so like at the bottom floor, you would have to go into the hallway and then go up to see it. So it can't see you directly as long as you're sitting in the tavern. You know what? Let's just do another search check. Yeah, we'll call it search for this situation. As you.
Let's see. Another 24.
Damn. As you look about, you do find a compartment to a basement going down. You find it with a little iron handle, and as you go to kind of pull on it slightly, you notice there's something like heavy, almost kind of pulling it from below, keeping it shut. Not trying enough to like open it or jiggle, just seeing if there's any resistance, is what I'm saying, is trying to open it slightly. But you feel like there's something heavy on the other side, and as soon as the resistance shows, as you leave it be, there doesn't seem to be any other areas where there are compartments or any spells or any like designs on the walls or anything that are like uniquely arcane that catch your attention.
Did it feel trapped or just like it was trying to be kept shut?
It just felt like there was something heavy on the other end. That's maybe something like pulling it down. It was kind of hard. It could be someone like purposely pulling it down, but you didn't feel like the shakes. You just felt something heavy there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's something holding this door shut. I don't know what's down here, obviously, but we may want to keep an eye out if they don't get here soon.
As you kind of mentioned this to Doots, Doots kind of turns, kind of angling his chair to be able to watch out towards the street itself and towards the back chef's room. Wow. Back kitchen, Jesus. And like being able to angle to see the kitchen where the basement like door was, a trap door was. The two of you kind of set up, kind of watching. Give me some spot checks to see if anything pops up while you're doing this. Melvin, Gygax. While that's going on, are you just going straight there, not looking for anything? Just running straight to Neff?
So as I'm running, if I happen to see a guard or anyone,
Mm-hmm.
it will set me off, and I will start yelling,
Okay.
Neff, Think is dead, all are dead, help, and I will not stop until I run in to Neff's tent yelling this.
Okay. Yeah, as you rush over, you head around, kind of passing through. It's the camp being eerily quiet. You see no guards on the roads, as only a few moments ago they were all pretty much everywhere and heavy in patrol. It's almost gone eerily silent as you run past, and as you get to the gateway where the mercenary guard or the guards to the mercenary quarters are usually there, they're nowhere to be seen. Though in such a hurry, running past it, you see as Neff's tent off to the side, a little bit more grandiose than the rest. A few of the mercenaries looking about as they hear you kind of start shouting this out loud and just kind of shrug as they go back about their duties. Neff, after only 2 hours of sleep, or an hour of sleep actually at this point, you are rewoken up again to the shouts of Gygax shouting that as you hear this.
Important.
Still in your pajama, like light pajama, like clothing, the silk robes that you've been gained as part of your package as a mercenary captain here, to enjoy yourself. You come out and see the large, up to hip. Oh, for you it might be a little bit lower than hip, but large chests come charging at you with their huge amount of feet, a little dust kicking up behind them.
As soon as I see Neff exit the tent, I start slamming my feet in breaking.
Yeah, as you do, he comes to right in front of you, Neff, coming up to right in front of you, the ground picking up a little bit of the ground kind of, as he comes to a full stop, kind of builds up enough, crumbling onto your feet slightly, but he seems to just stop and straighten right, like an inch in front of you.
A pseudopod does a semi-salute, and half yelling, "Neff, Think is dead. All are dead. Help!" I start to turn around to run back.
Alright. I'll grab my swords. I guess I don't have time for armor. I'm going to run by, and because I know I run faster, I'm going to pick up Gygax and start running.
Alright, as you start jogging up with Gygax, his large frame, suddenly, Gygax, you feel the wind on your feet as they're still moving, but you don't feel anything below it. You're not sure if you're running so fast you're flying, but for some reason you suddenly have Neff holding an arm over you, and you two are moving really fast.
I morph a little bit to make it easier for him to carry me.
Okay. You're just shrinking down. Oh, what are you morphing into? Just a smaller chest?
No, I'm not morphing. I'm just sort of like a squishy chest now.
Oh, okay. Allowing your frame to be a little easier to grab hold of. Got you.
Yeah.
As you kind of allow the more gelatin-like feeling of your body go, Neff, your hand kind of sinks in. You feel like you're kind of grabbing almost like a flabby person now. But you seem to get a better grasp on the guy as you two start running. As you two start sprinting off, Melvin and Dutes, as you look about, kind of watching for a moment, you see two red eyes across the street from a dark alley kind of peer out. No other kind of frame of their face comes into view for a moment. As you kind of look over, though, not necessarily kind of locking eyes with the creature, almost unnaturally so, the creature's white and very sharp-like face kind of starts to reach out of the shadow, looking over at you lot. As he does so, you see a grin starts to kind of erupt from the white mask, pointed teeth of yellow coloration with bits of blood kind of spattered across them, start to appear across the face of this creature. As this happens, you hear the shouts or the sounds of fast footsteps approaching, the clamoring of heavy footprint or feet on stone and cobble. And as this sound kind of picks up, you watch as the kind of a slight distraction for a moment, look away, and the face is gone. As you see, up comes Gygax with a very strong hand firmly grasping him as Neff kind of enters into the semi-destroyed building. Neff, as you look about, this building looks to be just rampage. This looks like the building was sacked by an army. This would be normal raiding or looting. Though, it's immediately as you look in, you notice the items clearly on the skull on the bar that would be worth a lot of money to any collector. The obvious gear lying about that's quick to pick up. This definitely wasn't a robbery or a looting. This was personal.
I wasn't expecting everything to get destroyed till we left and the necromancers took over, but, I guess we can start early. I'll
It also said many legs on the wall, but Dude's cleared that off because
Neff just turns and looks at the other bar that's known for being very racist.
You see, it's got a closed sign there. The lights are out. It looks to be normal overall.
It wasn't me, I swear.
No, I didn't say it was, but now I think it might be.
I didn't do it!
Gygax looking up at you while still being held.
I can vouch it wasn't him. He was with us the entire time.
Anyway, I put Gygax down. He's fine.
Womp.
Okay. I don't know what you want me to do in this situation, but I guess I can take a crack at looking around.
Now, for a
I know
moment,
you're helping the king, so I thought, I don't know, maybe you needed to make a report or something.
I mean, my job's more offense than defense, but I might get a bonus out of this. I don't know.
Neff, a salary man through and through.
I also point towards where the face was. We also just seen this creepy smiley face staring at us from over there.
As you look over, yeah, go ahead.
I've been here for multiple months. What do I know about Deadly Smile?
The Deadly Smile is supposedly a rumor that has been popping up for a few months now. But it's not just been here, as many of the merchants have been kind of making clear in passing. That's the strange thing. This person or group or organization is everywhere. People all the way to the Papul, the Tothlands, are talking about having seen these markings on walls of places that do business with monsters. The most you know about them is that the person or organization is very well organized. No one has a clue who it is. They come in, kill who they want without issue, and they don't seem to have any fear about nobles or anybody. And they really hate monsters for some reason.
Well, I may as well use my abilities to lycanthrope. I'm gonna take a smell around and see who is here that's not still here.
All right, give me a survival check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assist.
All right, you can also give me a survival check.
So I have what? 7 ranks and +2 to wisdom, so +9. Okay.
While he's sniffing, I'll also be like, I also found this trap door that something is holding it closed.
Let's see.
Neff kinda-
I'll do the trap door in a second.
As he nods, kind of sniffing at the air alongside Gygax.
What is that? 17 plus 9? Yeah, so 26.
Yeah, as you sniff about, Gygax, you get the slight scent of something slightly sweet for a moment that catches your nose. But it's a smell you've never smelled before. It's not sweet like a food. It's sweet almost sickeningly that you catch. It's too hard to distinguish, though, as it's not a scent you've ever had before, but it's pretty strong around the area and towards the ground. As you kind of stick your pseudopod out and kind of wave it around the air, letting the scent hit it. Doesn't seem that the others seem to notice this as you do.
Can I also do a sense vibration?
Yes, go ahead and do that. We'll do a search check for that because I don't have a rule for that otherwise.
I have it in my list.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll that and toss it up on the chat. Okay. As you kind of look about or kind of start to feel with your feet. You do sense two senses of vibration. One is coming from upstairs at the top, specifically somewhere around the top of the staircase, and it's a very light thrumming, almost like a comfortable and continuous rate. And the second seems to be coming from below, and it seems to be very faint, as if it's an echo almost of something larger. As you do this, though,
I let people know.
Yeah. As you let the others know, Neff. As you kind of sniff in the air, you pick up 3 scents that aren't here currently as you kind of go about the first floor. The first is Ultimus. The second is a merchant that you have been doing a lot of business with, who is known as the Golden Heart. And the third is a scent you don't recognize and don't can't place anywhere else.
With the Golden Heart, what member of the Golden Heart? Is it Zarius himself? Is
It would be Jakix himself that you've been doing business,
It's
and you would know that he is also wanted at this point, which is why
I
he hasn't
know.
shown up recently.
So out of 3, one's one of mine who I doubt did it, one I don't know who, and one's a known criminal. Wonderful. Okay. Neff's been to this bar, right?
Yeah.
I've been.
Mm-hmm. This is common for the lycanthropes.
The chick that's missing. Do I smell her at all?
You do not.
Oh, that's
You don't. You've never even met that woman, so you wouldn't even know she's been here.
like in the 3 months I've been here, I've never seen her here before.
Correct.
Oh, that's weird.
Also, just for your own notes, Think doesn't have employees. Think works by himself because no one else can work for Think because of the rules on monsters in the nation, and Think doesn't hire people who aren't monsters, basically.
Okay. And I guess in character the next step. So did you guys see anyone weird here? Anyone you talked to?
I will mention once more, Melvin did point out the face across the alleyway. That
He did
had
point
seen.
out the face.
Yeah, just
But
bring
I'm
that
gonna
up
get
there.
to things that could kill me outside the inn after.
I'm just making sure that was cleared. Okay, yeah, go. Sorry.
I
go.
start telling everything that happened before when we got here. Embellishing
When
upon the
Gygax-
drinking. I drank 50 gallons of booze.
Yeah,
When
only
Gygax
2 hours
gets
ago.
to the lady, Neff kind of frowns and goes, "No woman works here. Think doesn't have employees."
I will mention also when Gygax tries to describe the woman, just even though it's in a slight, just a general one-off of her, he doesn't seem to every time he does, it doesn't seem to fit. They're always slightly different descriptions.
Yeah. Just when he generally gets to someone worked here, Neff just goes, "No one else works here. It's just Think. He doesn't have employees." Who did you... I'm sure I'll figure it out later. I want to go to the thing that's held shut from the other side.
Oh, the trapdoor. Yeah.
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 With a 34 in strength, I'm just going to rip it open.
As you head into the kitchen and go to reach up or grab this thing, yeah, you grab at it and you go pull it up. You see as you pull up, there looks to be a heavy, almost like chest-like thing or object tied shut that was tied on a rope to hold it down. As you pull the door open, the chest comes flying out almost pretty easily and slams against the wall, completely shattering apart. And there is maybe 1,000 to 2,000 gemstones of different size, around 5,000 gold pieces. Very obviously, the owner thinks belt as you see a large, giant, runes designed onto it. As you look down into the hole, it seems to be completely black and descend for a good 30, 40 feet in darkness.
Well, first of all, the chest, finders keepers.
I look hungrily at all the gems and coins.
Well, you guys found the murder, so I'll take half. You guys are welcome to take the other half.
I run over, start devouring.
And I'll get half of, a rough mix of everything into my bag of holding.
Okay.
If you can send me a message of value and what I grabbed.
I will post that at end of session, don't worry.
Now, since they tied this down like this, it means whoever did it's probably down here. So, actually, I have dark vision. You said it's 30 feet. Did it just stop at, 40 feet down?
Yeah, there's and as you notice, there is a ladder of wood, but it is painted in some sort of dark-like substance to make it blend in with the darkness.
I wasn't worried about that. I have a climb speed. I can just latch to the wall.
Yeah, fair. But as you look down at the bottom, it looks like it just curves off and goes down a hallway of some sort. It's too sharp of a turn to be able to see much. You don't see any light though at the bottom of it.
Well,
Once the door was ripped open, did I sense the vibration from below change?
Yes, actually, you did. You did since it started to get faster slightly.
all right.
I let Neff know.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down here and see what's going on. You guys can either follow or go check the alleyway as Neff will quickly start climbing down.
Okay.
I can go with Neff if you guys want to check the alley.
All right, wizard support. Let's go.
All right.
Well,
Alright,
plus,
I'll
I don't
follow
have
Duke.
to climb. I just lower myself.
Okay.
You can use Neff as a shield. He's very tall. while we walked.
All right. Melvin and Dutes, you're left upstairs as you watch the two descend the into the hole. What do you plan to do?
I think
You wanna
mean
go check-
Or Gygax, my apologies. I was looking at something. Gygax and Dutes, my bad.
you want to go check out that alleyway?
Yeah. As I say that, I immediately go into hide mode.
All right. Roll your move silently and hide check.
That's hide.
All right.
And
13.
that's
Okay.
move silently.
Okay. As you don't attempt to hide from your ally, but kind of make a show of kind of slowing down your foot, your steps, kind of pulling up some of your feet that you know make louder noises than others, and start kind of feeling the ground to sense for any sense of vibrations before you even really make them, so that you don't accidentally step on any loose logs or sticks or any rocks or anything. You start to kind of follow after, or kind of head out towards the front door. Are you following Dutes, or is Dutes leading in this case?
I follow Dutes, but I'm gonna be climbing on the walls to be directly above him. So if anything jumps out, I can either jump behind or in front to block to cover Dutes.
Okay. I will say it's gonna be an alley. You're gonna be, if you head out, you'll be heading out onto the main road and then to an alleyway where you'll have two side buildings. The alleys are about 40 feet wide. But the building's roughly about 2 stories, roughly on this road. For some of them, some are a little taller, but the ones that you'll be going into are 2 stories. But with the dark shadows, you can't see much beyond there.
That's my climb check right there.
Okay. All right, Dutes, and you're going. So, Dutes, you're going in there while you watch Gygax kind of start climbing on the side of the building.
Yeah.
All right. As the two of you head down the alleyway, you begin. Now, Dudes, are you hiding or anything, or are you just walking nonchalantly, comfortably?
Well, I'm not going in loud. I am definitely gonna go quietly.
All right. Are you trying to hide yourself as well, or are you just trying not to make too much noise?
I want to make as little noise as possible, so I will start trying to hide myself.
Okay. Give me a hide and move silently then.
All right.
As the two of you head down the alleyway.
I got a 12 on hide.
Ooh, already good.
And a 12 on move silently.
All right, perfect. As you start heading down the alley, you pick up on a light sound as the two of you go on alert. There seems to be a light sounds of feet hitting the heavy stones and cobblestones in the back alley, coming your direction as they seem to be. You only hear a single set though.
Say again. Pure leaving kind of blocks you out.
I said as you guys start to head down, you pick up the sounds of a single person or thing of some sort, footsteps coming down the alleyway around the corner from you. Sounds to be like it's humanoid by the size and the heftness as you do so. With the tremor or the vibration sense that Gygax has, you start to feel the slight steps of someone else or of someone, and recognize pretty quickly that this person is lightly weighted and definitely pretty small for whoever it is.
Psionically, I tell Dutes what I can sense through vibration.
Okay.
Does it sound like they're approaching me or getting further away from me?
From what you guys can tell, it's coming to you guys.
I am going to ready in action. Should the thing come towards me with malice, like intending to do me harm, I'm going to smack it with my quarterstaff.
Dude's,
I-
go ahead.
I get ready for a fight as well.
Okay, what are you thinking? What are you doing, Gygax?
My pseudopod, singular,
Uh-huh.
is ready to shoot out and hit them in wherever.
Whatever body they have. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, as you kind of get up on the side of the wall, finding a nice dark portion of the shadow, and where you can kind of blend in, looking more like just a square object, like that's attached to the building. Slightly opening your chest, the pseudopod can just slightly be seen if you pay close enough attention to it, bobbing a little bit as it waits patiently. Dude's getting up around to the right up to the corner. I imagine baseball stance with it, 2 hands on the quarterstaff, getting ready to swing at whoever comes across.
Yeah.
As you start to hear the heavy panting going, God, where did Neff go at this hour? You hear the familiar voice of Ultimus coming up around the corner.
I take a deep breath and lower my quarterstaff. Ultimus, what the fuck are you doing in this alleyway?
As you step out into the street, still not seeing Gygax, he goes, "What the hell? Ah, yeah." He grabs his chest and their chest and goes, "Hey, that's, anyways, where's Neff? I was told he was supposed to be somewhere in the streets. There are crazy people out tonight."
Yeah, he's nearby. Again, you didn't answer my question. Why are you in the alleyway?
Why are you out here alone?
Well, first off, I'm not alone. Never am.
I would hope not. You kind of squishy, no offense. I saw the owlbear fight.
Yeah.
Well, heard about it.
Second, we were investigating this alleyway because something was staring at us from across the street.
There's literally nothing, but, well, to be fair, I just got here, so, I mean, I don't know. It takes a while. I jogged here from camp. Yeah, how tiring it is to get there all the way from camp. Hey, scare the hell out of me, make me jump. I was coming to tell Neff that we found someone snooping around camp, but if he's busy dealing with you lot, screw this. Ugh. God damn. Well, Melvin or Gygax or... I know Tuntun's at camp. If either of you are in the shadows, nice seeing you. I'm going to leave before you give me a heart attack. So please don't jump out at me. That would really ruin my day.
Ionically, I tell Ultimus, okay, I won't.
You see as he jumps in, they jump in the air up immediately, about 2 feet, with screeching, goes, "The hell? Ah, fuck me. I hate this. I don't like monsters. I don't like dealing with monsters. These assholes are always a problem." Well, it's mostly these monsters, in all fairness. As you hear him walk off, kind of talking to himself. Is there, Dutes and, Gygax, anything else you'd like to do?
Do I see anything in this alleyway that would prove that someone was in here before, Ultimus showed up?
Looking about, give me a search check. Let's see what you can get.
Alright. 18.
You do find a white mask sitting on against a trash can. Just a simple clay-like mask that was painted. You don't see any place where the smile or the lips could be seen, as it's all but solid except for the eyes. But it seems to be just sitting there. As you look about. Yeah, go ahead. What are you spotting for? Oh. I still gotta ask. It is nothing, but what? Just out of curiosity, you find some birds, as you're kind of standing on the building.
See if there was. Okay, it's not a natural one because I rolled a 4 after that.
There you go.
But I was wanting to see if I could spot any major disturbance that would be out of the ordinary.
As you look about.
No.
The only thing that catches your attention is the extremely obvious fact that there are a couple of very large, almost like 18-inch footprints that are very predominantly in the dirt. I mean, it's been raining, so like most footprints by this hour, the fact that you're not seeing guards should have been washed away by now. That fact that they're there in the alleyway, kind of somewhat sent off to the side, catches your attention that they must be fresh. Even with a nat 1, that's pretty easy that's the one thing you kind of catch as you're looking about.
Ironically, I tell dudes.
Okay. Dudes, as you look over, you see the footprints kind of, and they seem to be looking like as if they're leaning. The feet are aimed towards the inn, as if the person was kind of looking towards the inn that you were sitting in.
Huh. I will take the mask.
Okay. As you pick it up, looking at it on the back, you notice one thing that's kind of predominant. There is an obvious marking on it where a lot of goblinoids, some Goliath, a lot of Goliaths, pretty much any of the more mammalian races, that don't have fur everywhere, are predominantly known. You notice a mustache line where a few hairs seem to have gotten stuck onto the mask. As you look at them, they look to be slightly orange in color.
I will keep this in mind as I don't want to say pocket it. I'll just hold on to it as I begin making my way back to the inn.
Okay. As
Did you say there was goblin writing on it?
No,
Yeah.
it's the item has no goblin. I said like a lot of goblinoids, giants, and other mammalian races that would have like mustaches.
Oh.
So it has like where a mustache would be. You can definitely see the hairline and imprint and a couple of hairs that got stuck onto the clay mask that are slightly an orange coloration, or maybe slightly gingerish, if you will. But as Gygax, are you following back? I assume.
Yep, still ready to fight and still hidden.
Oh, yeah, hiding as you go, dodging through the away from the lights. The two of you head back towards the inn. Jumping over to Melvin and Neff, as you start to descend the hall, Neff in front. As you come to the bottom, Neff, you hear the slight sounds of obvious footprints on the heavy stones. The walls around you look to have been just freshly carved. It looks like the dirt itself was almost shoved magically, as this doesn't look natural in any way. There's no shovel lines, there's no bracers for the dirt. I mean, this cave could collapse at any point. It's completely unnatural as you look about. But as you look at the ground, you do see clear footprints within the fresh dirt.
And I know Think wasn't a caster.
You, for a fact, know Think could not cast. Even if he was a caster, you are almost 100% sure that he did not have more intelligence than any of your men.
Oh no. Most likely they're taking him until like 11.
I know. This guy, yeah. But as you get to the bottom, you hear Melvin kind of come down behind you. His cloak kind of hitting the slightly sliding against the ground, but he does not seem to touch it himself as he floats.
I'd like to just move silently while I walk.
Okay. Go ahead and roll move silently. Melvin, you technically float. You don't have to roll.
I would
32.
like to psionically tell Neff, if you need to talk, just think.
Not the first time, but no, a little unusual. You hear and get the slight headache pain from someone talking in your head without your expectations.
Neff will just say gotcha as he starts moving silently. I imagine with a 32 not making a noise.
Yep, you seem to almost your footprints or the sounds of your feet hitting the ground almost seem to dissipate completely. The slight sounds of water pattering in the distance as you continue on through the cave. Are there anything you're like waiting for, or anything that like you want to set as your preset to do an action?
Whenever I find the creature making the footprints, or like if an attack flies at me or something, I guess.
Okay, and what's your dark vision as well? Just to make sure, Neff.
60 feet.
Okay, Melvin, what about you?
I believe yes, same.
Okay, and then is there any actions you wanted to hold or have ready in case of a certain situation?
I will just have the punch dagger out.
Okay.
Ready.
Alright. Kind of imagine at this point kind of tied to the end of the one of the broken 1/8 staffs. But anyways, as you kind of head down, Neff, continuing on with the darkness in the cave, almost unnaturally so, you start to watch as much of the walls start to become more carved, more clean after you make it 100 feet, 200 feet. After about a mile of walking, it's been a while. The sounds of the other person walking seem to have not gotten any closer. Not gotten any faster though either, or any more distant. Um, but you figure you're probably maybe about another hour and a half of traveling in this direction. From what you can tell, it looks like this route continues all the way outside the city.
Can I, while I walk, smell to try and figure out what I'm following?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to know what I'm dealing with before I decide to fucking go through with it. That's a nat 20 for a 29.
You smell the scent of the slight smell of something burning, like a fire. The smell of burnt firewood. The cinders and smoke kind of on the air. A slight tinge of cinnamon kind of catches your attention. And a little bit of damp, like fur-like scent catches your scent. A familiar smell catches your attention. You smell Ultimus. You're almost 100% sure with how much you spend in proximity. That smells not like Ultimus, but you definitely get his scent amongst the many in this cave, or in this long corridor. However, as you continue to sniff at the air, you don't recognize what this creature is. The scent smells foreign to you. You've not seen or met a creature like this before.
Alright. You know, that means I can get rewarded for killing it and for sending info to Pyrus. This sounds sick.
Alright. Melvin, are you trying to do any checks while you're heading down this corridor with him?
It helps to unmute.
It does.
Can I keep an eye out for any like secret hallways where we could potentially get ambushed?
Yeah. As you kind of start feeling slightly along the walls to see if there's any invisible routes or anything of the sort, the lot of you continue to go. Give me a search check for that, Melvin.
That is a 19.
19, nice. As you begin feeling your way down, about another mile's worth of floating and walking, you feel the dirt give way. Although the dirt's still there, as you suddenly kind of feel your body slightly lean to the right, and you pop through into another hallway that seems to go a long distance in the to the north now, continuing all the way towards the direction of the palace.
Oh, that's concerning.
Neff, as you kind of look back, hearing Melvin kind of make a noise as he kind of suddenly pushes into a wall and disappears, he comes back out and you see as he kind of comes through a wall of dirt as if nothing's there. No dirt landing on him. He just seems to float right through it.
Can your nose tell you which way he went or she went? I don't know.
That is how tracking works with smell. I'll just give a quick sniff to the air with the roll I made earlier.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another check. Oh, the dice tower is brought out. I hear it.
Sadly, not a tower. 23.
23. Yeah, as you sniff the air once more, you can tell the scent seems to be coming all the way from the... it seems to continue the direction that you're going. A different scent seems to pick up. You smell your Ultimus once more kind of heading towards the palace direction, as well as a scent you somewhat recognize. You've smelled it in the market recently. It's hard to place, but it's been in the last day or two. It's something that's been kind of bugging you. A strong, almost like a burnt like flesh smell that seems to kind of always be in the air around certain areas that you're in. Whenever there are a bunch of merchants, you haven't pinned down who it is, but the scent seems to be predominant. And it's been a few days that you've been smelling this.
Is there any smell coming from the invisible wall he just found?
Yeah. You smell that path seems to smell of Ultimus going that direction. Heavily.
Well, I'm not chasing Ultimus, so...
It's true. As you
I know Ultimus skulks around a lot. I would not be surprised if they use this to sneak into fucking Think's Inn on the constant.
As you turn, kind of looking at that, and continue down your path, and the two of you It's another few hours before you finally reach the outskirts. We're gonna come back to you in a moment. Gygax and Dutes, you just gonna wait until they return at the destroyed inn?
Uh,
Dude, can you send him a message? Because I know I can't do it psionically because I have to see him. But maybe you can use the other talk method and ask Melvin where he is.
yeah, I'll do that. And I'll try to establish a connection with Melvin.
I think you
Trying to
are.
call this more.
You suddenly, Melvin, you suddenly hear as a Dutes seems to start trying to chime into your ear, trying to get your attention.
Hey, we made it back. There was nothing in the alleyway besides Ultimus.
We're following a tunnel. Neff smells somebody.
And then I think around that time, Melvin hears, I smell Ultimus and a couple other people. This is weird.
Alright.
Tell Neff that Ultimus was looking for him.
Dude says Ultimus was looking for you.
That's impossible. Can I smell the Ultimus down here? Is someone acting as Ultimus? Can you tell them that might not have been Ultimus?
Dudes, I'm not sure if that was Ultimus.
I don't think so either. That's why I didn't give off the location of where he is, but I get the feeling she's nearby. Also, someone was snooping around your camp.
Someone was snooping around your camp.
Dude, awkwardly going. Go ahead, sorry.
Just a game of
It is.
I'll deal with the snooping later. Tell Dudes if we vanish, or if I vanish, you should run if something happens to me. The path leads toward the palace, which is highly concerning.
If we disappear, you should be worried. And then, yeah, there's a pathway that leads to the palace down here, too.
Why would...
As you say that, Neff, give me a reflex save.
Oh, here we go. I've been waiting for this. Do I get a plus? I've been expecting it.
that cautious and paranoid. Sure, why not? I'll give you a +2.
Of course I'm paranoid!
I'm in a tunnel.
I'm in a tunnel following someone for hours. What do you expect?
Tunnel with a beholder. That's trying to play help you.
30, screw you.
As you manage to easily dodge out of the way, you watch as a small arcane gateway seems to almost open up in the below your feet, Neff. Where you would have normally fallen, you jump easily over to the other side of it, getting to the opposite or to the other side of the path. As Melvin kind of floats over, the gateway seems to dissipate and disappear.
And I'm assuming, as a guess from Neff, that probably wasn't a trap. Someone just cast that.
As you look about, you do see a clear rock that has been cracked that looked like it had a rune in it. It looks like that was a trap.
Oh, there are traps down here. Alright. I guess I'm watching for fucking magic runes now as I walk.
As you and Melvin kind of float over this, continuing on, as dudes, the conversation seems to almost get cut for a moment as Melvin gets distracted with something. What are you what are you trying to do?
I'll just call out his name, try to make sure it's still connected. Melvin? Melvin, you there?
Somebody opened a gate under Neff. Luckily, they stepped out of the way.
Oh. Do you want us to come and join you?
Are we gonna continue exploring, or do we want to go back?
I'll keep going. You get out of here.
Do you want us to just meet you at camp, or
Just go tell the others in case something happens, and make sure it's the real Ultimus if they try to talk to you somehow.
is there anything secret that only Altimus would know?
Neff's afraid of water. Large bodies of water. He can't swim.
Screw you, I'm a cat. I feel like everyone would know that.
Listen, I don't, I'm just setting up with it.
I was the personal protege of an apex monster. Not many know that.
Does he know which one?
Yes. And make sure they don't read your mind for something. I won't tell you which one. But they should know.
Well, if they read my mind, they're gonna have a lot of fun. And I just kind of tap where my brain would be.
As one of the tentacles slightly taps onto Melvin's head.
Another person also knows they're a bore. They should be in one of the libraries in town. So if they give different answers, trust them over Ultimus.
Okay. And I will relay that information to Dutes as well.
Okay.
And then Neff, expecting to go alone, will keep walking forward.
As Neff and Melvin split up. Melvin, you head back to the down the tunnel, heading up towards the large ladder. Climbing up it, you see as Neff kind of disappears into the shadows, vanishing. We'll come back to Neff's story at a different time. As you come back up, Melvin, finding Dutes and Gygax kind of sitting there watching both the where the hole is and looking out towards the streets. Daybreak is just starting to crack at this point. The light seeming to kind of fade over. The red sky is starting to kind of pick up in between the heavy cloud cover. As you come up and the sun's kind of clearing, you are left at the end. A few guards seem to kind of pass by and look at you a lot, look at the destroyed end, kind of shrug and head back down or continue on their pathways.
I just give a small chuckle to myself and keep going.
Where are you guys heading?
Back camp. That's
Alright.
where I last was told that Ultimus should be at.
Okay. As the three of you head onto the main road, you see as Ultimus himself, along with a couple other mercenaries, lycanthropes, seem to be kind of heading towards you lot down the main road. Ultimus seemingly ready, armed, weapons in hand, a large barrel full of some black bubbling goo, a couple of a couple of lycanthrope-like apes behind him, a badger as well in the back. The four of them seem to be kind of coming up to you lot. They are armed, armored, and seem to be somewhat irritated looking.
Hey.
Ultimus kind of stops and goes, "Oh, that's where you lot were. You seen Neff?"
No, I haven't. Why?
I was supposed to tell him something, but I guess he's not to be found. I've got the hot tar. The boys are ready. We figured we all go out, get you that cave, and get you set up.
Sure thing. I have a question.
I don't have time for answers. You know how much you pissed Neff off last night? I don't want to sit here answering stuff when we could be doing his jobs he asked. He's
Trust
not.
me, this is a lot of importance that it does pertain to that.
Trust me, he is a grouchy cat in the morning, and you don't want to have him irritated at you. It's better we get on our way. If you can talk and give the questions, fine. But let's move along. And Altus will turn and start walking back towards the mercenary quarters gate. You notice the two lycanthrope apes kind of wait. So does the badger, as they kind of wait for you lot to follow and see what you do.
Ultimus, this is a question that could pertain to the life or death of Neff.
You see them stop mid-step, and as they turn, they go, "You threatening our commander?"
I am not giving any threat, but I do think there is someone out for his life.
You see them set down the tar. You go, "Are you implying I'd kill my commander?" As they draw
Not
their
you.
blades.
I just need to ask. What
Mm-hmm.
did Neff do before he was a mercenary?
What'd he do before he was a mercenary?
Yes.
I don't. I mean, we grew up as children together. He was a rambunctious little asshole. He kept hitting on me, thinking I was a woman. That was a fun one to explain to him when we came of age. You ever had to take your pants off to prove to to a friend that you're a man? That is not a conversation you want to deal with. Why do you ask? What do
I
you
think
like?
someone is masquerading as you.
There's a lot of people that masquerade as me. I'm not hard to masquerade as. I don't change out of my lycanthrope form to look normal, as the Rakshasa call it. It's just because of the fact they consider my fur color unlucky and ugly. To be fair, anybody mimicking me would have to copy my secondary form, and that would take too much work.
What would the secondary form be?
I just look like a Rakshasa like any other with black fur. Although, as they kind of pet their nose, I do have my certain tendencies that kind of fit to my lycanthropy. And like Neff, he looks like a fat tiger in his Rakshasa form. He'll never turn into it in front of anyone because of it. It's because he's a double tiger, as I like to joke. He hates that joke, and he will kill you if you make that joke. I get away with it quite often, though.
When was the last time we met?
Last time we met... well, let's see. Gygax, you stabbed the our lion friend. I forget his name. I call him Fluffy every once in a while because on the battlefield, he's great at jumping around and getting stabbed in his mane. Somehow he never gets stabbed in the face. I think that was probably the last time I saw you, Lord. I haven't been out of the camp. I did go to get tar at some point, but I had a hard time finding that my guy wasn't around. He wanted to talk to Neff, and that was a whole headache. I think it was the last time I saw you was probably at that meeting with Gygax. As he kind of itches his face, putting away his blades.
So we didn't have a conversation in an alleyway?
Why the hell would I want to talk to you in an alleyway? Oh, don't tell me you're trying to or tell me your love. If you're here to tell me, I'm a man, I'm not interested. I can't, why does this happen every other week?
I don't swing that way. 1, 2,
Hey.
someone is masquerading as your appearance. They were snooping around the camp, and Neff's life is in danger.
Neff's in no danger. I couldn't kill him if I tried. I literally tried last week, and he laughed at me. You know how
I
much...
understand that.
Somebody opened an arcane gate underneath him.
Wait, what? You mean he's got a high-level cast draft? I think you lot, and he kind of grabs the tar and kind of puts it in front of Doots, and looks Doots up and down, and then kind of brings it over and puts it in front of Gygax and goes, I think you lot should go deal with that tunnel. I think I'm gonna go. See in the tunnels? Neff. Neff is.
He was he went into a hidden passageway towards the palace. I haven't seen him in a while.
Hidden passageway to the palace. There's one of those. I wish I knew about that. That would be useful. Could have scoped about and eavesdropped on people. Do you know?
We smelled you going through that tunnel.
You see him kind of raise his arm and take a sniff and go, I don't smell. I bathed 2 months ago. You shouldn't be able
This is
to.
what I mean. Someone is masquerading as you. They've been around long enough to get your scent.
Huh. Well, you lot better be. You're fucked. I'd get out of town if I were you. Yeah, good luck. I'm gonna go check out, where's the tunnel?
Remember, you know where Thank's place is?
Oh yeah, where you guys
Upstairs.
got ambushed out front of. Yeah. Okay, upstairs? Okay. I'll go take a look. And you see as he kind of heads down the street, or kind of heads around you guys and heads down a few blocks towards the building, disappearing into it. The others kind of look at each other confused and then shrug and start turning around and head back as they put their weapons back away. Leaving you lot alone in the streets. A few guards kind of passing by every once in a while as the town is starting to wake up, but no one's out yet predominantly making too much noise.
I still don't trust Ultimus, or that version of Ultimus, whatever it is. So, if y'all would like to join me, and going after, making sure that that person doesn't do Neff any harm.
Okay. And then I turn around facing the Lycans that have left us,
Mhm.
and I go, "You forgot your tar!" And then I turn back to Deuce to follow him.
The one looks over at the other and goes, and as they shrug, they come back grabbing it and taking it, kind of take it with them. As they go to grab it, you do notice a slight noise change, Gygax, as you kind of turn to run as the rest of the party's kind of turned to head that direction. The tar turns from a sloshing noise as it's picked up to rattling noise, and as you look back for a mere moment, there are arrows now in that, not tar. And the barrel looks to be just a barrel, a normal, average, thin barrel that was opened up.
I tell Deuce what I saw.
All right, as you catch up to Dudes and Melvin, turning back towards the guild. Dudes.
Hey, Melvin, you think you can still establish a connection with Neff?
I mean, I can try.
I need you to pass on a message.
All right.
Okay.
Ultimus is on their way. Though I don't know if that's really Ultimus. Be on guard.
Melvin, give me. Let's just do a Psycraft check for it.
Cool. And I get a plus from that book, don't I?
I believe so. Yeah.
Gotta find it.
The book that Wolf gave you. Yep. Or
Yeah.
Zebro gave you. Yep. Oh no. The real question is, was that Neff?
They didn't want to fully answer the question.
Neff didn't answer any questions.
I'll just
No worries.
let's Psycraft. I rolled a 6.
Oof. As you go to like send the message, Neff, while in the tunnels, you get for a moment, "Hey Neff," from Melvin, and then it goes silent.
I'll keep walking. I'm sure he'll call back. If it's important. The guy that calls you says 2 words and just hangs up. Like, okay, well, I can't call back.
I'm gonna fucking do that to a person.
You just continue your walk. You stop for a moment, waiting, and you have a few seconds of
I'm
nothing.
assuming he was gonna tell me something important, so I'll keep walking, expecting a new call.
Yeah.
I'll just like keep trying like that person that won't pick up.
All right, give me another Psycraft check. Let's see if you can get this one going through. I'll give you another chance.
Hey, DM.
Yep. What's up? Yes, Gygax.
Oh, I get it. He
16.
just,
God damn it. I hate you. I'm slow today. Fuck you. God damn it. Took me a minute. This is why I shouldn't have stopped drinking. Alright, and just like that, Gygax takes 10 points of psychic damage.
ouch. Alright. So Melvin rolled a 16, right?
Yeah, 16.
Alright, as you send the message once more, as you continue walking, a few seconds go by, and as you hear Ultimus kind of coming up behind you, a good ways away, you suddenly hear the message come through finally as the connection clears up. Melvin, you finally sense you have connected with Neff, though it seems to be spotty as he's pretty far away.
Well, I got through, but I don't know how much of it he got.
You do hear that as well, Neff, in the background.
I'll try to respond because they said they were going to go find Ultimus earlier.
Yeah, so what do you say?
So whatever goes through, what did Ultimus tell you?
It comes through Melvin, but it's rough and kind of spotty as you hear his thoughts.
He's on the way.
He?
Said
Ultimus is girl. Shit.
Or- no.
Ultimus said you confessed to him as a kid.
Well, I'm gonna guess. Melvin hears Ultimus is a girl. Shit.
I don't know the difference, to be completely honest.
Ultimus is behind me. Fuck. And Neff is gonna start running.
The last thing you hear, Melvin, is the sounds from Ned's or Neff's own head as he is subconsciously screeching in his head as bolts of eldritch blast kind of fly past his head in a long straight tunnel.
Last thing they hear before I believe the connection would just snap is, "Who the fuck are you?"
But as the quiet of the tunnels, you start to feel the slight tremors from the top as you kind of head into the destroyed inn once more. I understand that you see the bodies have all been kind of torn down. It looks like some of them are missing parts. Some of them have tears bitten out of them. You see a large arm of Think has been set on a plate with something like some sort of weird topping liquid that looks to be not like ketchup but in the same coloration with a garnish and a fork on top, a piece of it torn off, as well as a lot of blood being dragged towards the large open cave that you can see down into. It looks like the person whoever that Ultimus was, or if it was Ultimus, came in and just destroyed the tunnel going down it.
I'm a follow. Don't know how much help I'll be, but
Okay.
based on Melvin's expression, I don't think he's okay.
Okay. As you go to step in, I will mention before you.
Also look at Doots and be like, I don't think that was Ultimus.
Yeah.
I will say, as you're getting to the ladder, dudes, to climb down, Gygax, before as he just gets to the ladder and gets ready to step down, you notice the low thrum from earlier at the top of the stairs is also gone.
I turn around to go look up the stairs.
The staff is gone. A little blanket that was covering it is laying there.
I let Melvin and Doots know staff is gone.
I knew something was watching us. Wow.
Your vibration sense picks up a very hefty explosion as well, Gygax, from a far distance away.
Melvin, you said you were going down a long tunnel, right?
Yeah, down at the bottom of this ladder.
A big boom happened there. I start running down the stairs.
As you head down the stairs back to where Doots and Melvin are kind of around the ladder looking at it. Doots, I imagine, kind of semi-looking down to getting ready to climb down. What do you want to do?
Yeah. How far, in what direction was the explosion?
Very far away. All I could tell.
I'm gonna climb down the ladder.
Alright. As you start heading down, Melvin and Gygax, are you following after? Gygax, I'm curious how you're planning to climb the ladder.
I jumped down.
Okay. You're gonna jump. So I assume you're gonna wait till the other two kind of clear the bottom and then jump down so you don't collapse on top of them?
Nope. Soon as Doots made enough room for me to jump down, not land on him, I jumped down.
Okay, I got you. As Doots and Melvin head down, heading off to the pushing off to the side, you jump down, going straight down the full thing. What's your? I think that is 40 feet. So you'll still take. What's your walking speed? It's 30 feet.
I think it's 25.
It's 25. Okay.
But since I have night vision or dark vision, 60 feet, I would be able to tell that. So I would cling to the wall and
and let yourself down. Okay.
I would run down the wall.
Oh, okay. So climb down. Okay, I got you. Give me just a climb check to see how successful you are. Make sure you don't roll net one.
I'm outside. Can someone roll a?
I got you.
8 + 6.
That will work. We'll call it accurate, even if it's wrong. That's an 18. Goddamn, why are my rolls good when you need them? As you easily climb down, kind of after the party, as you lot start kind of following down, large flashes of light can be seen way down the tunnel. I'm talking miles down the tunnel. The slight screams echoing as the heretical laughter from some woman seems to be kind of going off. And I imagine an "oh shit, you're crazy, and why are you trying to kill me" from Neff in the background, as he's probably, I assume, trying to get away from this person.
I think the yell is more, "I'm gonna cut your goddamn head off once I can get close to you."
Yeah. Don't. It's the realization that Neff couldn't really get close to this creature. Now carrying a very large staff that seems to be glowing and shooting off magic or empowered eldritch blasts.
Neff has one advantage: he runs really fast.
Yep. So.
I can get out here.
Clearing to get out of here to lure this creature out after you. I'm gonna roll to see if they notice the party.
Oh, if they turn to look at the party, I have a thing I'm doing. This is gonna be fucking great.
They do not seem to notice Doots, Melvin, or Gygax in the distance as they continue heretically, or like laughing hysterically, screeching out something about the deadly smile is correct and death to all those who have fur. Doots, you see this first. What are we trying to do?
So, I don't get attack spells. So,
You gonna back up?
He's a bard.
yeah. I'm gonna pull out my loot
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna get ready to start playing.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because it's time to make a symphony of death. I'm going to. Which one do I want to do?
He's gotta pick a song. Give him a minute.
Inspire courage, and song-wise, let's do. Hold on, I gotta so I can get them correct. I don't want to
Alright, yeah.
screw them over.
Look up some. Give me a perform check as well.
Yep, I'm gonna play "Carry On" by Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh. Alright. I'll give you a +4 to that.
All right.
If you didn't know, for those who don't know much lore about me, I'm a major old metal and rock fan. Avenged Sevenfold is one of my favorite bands. It's one of the few bands I actually wanted to see in person.
If you pick music
21.
you like, higher rolls. 21.
21. As you start singing out, the flute begins. The flute seemingly firing or becoming almost like fire in his hands. The sound echoing down and echo down the. As everything hits, you hear the woman start screeching as she turns towards it. You all gain a +3 to all your attacks until the end of this combat. But as she does so, Melvin, while Doots is starting to sing his song, go ahead. You can go ahead and look up your lyrics if you'd like to post. Melvin, is there anything you'd like to do? As you got the surprise round on her, she hasn't noticed you a lot yet.
I would like to place one of the spider traps in front of us in the darkness.
Okay, I assume like 30 feet in front of you, so that way you don't have any chance of accidentally walking over it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I can accidentally walk over it at all.
No, but you do have two teammates that have feet. One that has lots
I'll
of
make
feet.
it very clear to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, placing it very obviously to them.
All right, let's I believe I don't think there's a roll for placing traps. I think you just set them.
No, the only rolls are for
Yeah.
building. So
Yeah, so you're good. So as you move forward, you set it down, kind of setting it out a couple of pieces of metal, kind of pushing on it with your 1/8 staffs to get everything ready to clamp down. It's set out this little trap designed to grab all 8 legs. What it will do to a normal 2-legged person, we're about to find out. As Melvin kind of backs back up, I assume, back to his spot.
Well, I've used my moving speed to get up, so I'll have to wait.
That's true. That is fair. You did, yeah, and with the thing, you did use an action. That's fair enough. All right. Is there anything else, Melvin, or are you good with that?
That's it.
Okay. And Gygax, what about yourself?
How far away am I?
So you're at the back of the party. So they are all about 10 feet in front of you. The ceiling is only 20 feet high, for your own reference. And though Melvin is, I imagine, flying at the lower height, Dutes is 6 foot tall, something like that. Like your average elf height, I believe.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot solid.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure you could climb over if you needed to. There's about a 30-foot gap Melvin's 25 feet in front of you. He would have been if he was back. There's about a 15, or counting here in my head here, because that was 10, so that's 10. 15-foot gap between Melvin, who's in front of the spider, or behind the spider trap, behind as in relative to the enemy that's in front of you, and then Dutes, who is 10 feet in front of you. You could clear and climb the ceiling and go over it. The woman is probably 300-400 feet at least from you.
All right, then I've only got one option. Well, yeah, one option.
Mm-hmm. Is it time for a sling?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's time for a 28 roll on a hide check.
Okay. You vanish into the color of the dirt around you, feeling more at home, honestly, in the underground with the coloration around you, easily blending in with the area.
Moving around everything, everyone, to get closer to the maniacal idiot.
Okay. What's your movement speed in total?
Let's see.
I think it's like 60 feet, but...
Walking is 25,
Oh.
running is 50.
50. Okay, yeah. Good.
You're only wearing light armor, right?
I don't think Gygax is wearing any...
Actually, I am wearing armor.
Oh yeah, because you're wearing troll armor that morphs with you.
Remember, run, if you're not wearing medium or heavy armor, is 4 times your speed, not 2 times.
Okay, so that'd be 100.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, as you run up the wall, on the side, give me a climb check just to see if you have any issues with the run. Okay. As you climb up the side of the wall, though it's loose dirt and you find yourself kind of losing your footing here and there, you still get 75 foot of movement with ease, climbing up the sides of it and up to past the party, as well as getting past the trap, coming back to the bottom of the ground, kind of continuing forward another 40 feet.
I'm 200 feet behind the idiot.
Yep. Hopefully. As you end your turn, the surprise round is over. Everyone roll initiative to see how you do.
Alright, nap time.
20.
Crazy lady. I'll just give her name. 20, not bad.
7.
Alright, that's, yeah.
I specifically prepared for this.
What's Crazy Lady's name?
She has, you don't know, like, I'm just using that as the label, because that's what you guys, the lady screaming maniacally, and laughing hysterically.
Okay.
Oh my god, Neff actually beat her. Holy hell, I didn't expect that.
I have a plus 12 to initiative.
Oh, you actually rolled bad then.
Yeah.
Gygax, Dutes, oh yeah, and then Melvin was 20? What's his? Let me check. I know he just rolled.
7.
7. Oh, okay, that's why. Alright. As we enter into initiative, as you lot prepare the trap, hearing this woman screamingly laughing and yelling down towards Neff. Neff, this woman has not changed her perspective. You are about 50 feet in front of her. She is shooting off empowered Eldritch blasts that you just watch completely annihilate a stone into dust. Not like, I'm not talking like, oh, it blew it and cracked it. I mean, she eviscerated it, and you're pretty sure you don't want to be hit by that. She hasn't hit you so far and seems to be an ass shot, which is the only benefit, and you're fast as a motherfucker. So, what are you wanting to do?
Well, 50's within walk range.
You gonna rush her?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna say, you know what sucks about magic casters? They suck at melee, and then I just jettison forward.
As you charge forward in between as she's getting ready to cast, yeah, you get up into her face. Go ahead and roll to see if you hit her.
So, what's fun is I can't do last time the infinite morning star thing, but I'm gonna actually use my swords this time, which are so much better.
Oh no.
So, when I unsheath my sword first, it does bonus damage.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how this goes. Let's see. An 18 plus 19. That's a 37.
She is going to reaction, and you watch as one of the ears on the staff burns away. She does not take the damage, but the damage now counts as the feat. She gets pushed back. So go ahead and roll.
I do want to say that was a crit.
Yep, go ahead and roll. So you're going to toss her back. Oh, wait, no, crit does mean auto hit. Never mind. No, that pushes through. Because that's a, yep.
No, that's a nat 20 crit. I didn't nat 20 crit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Crits below a nat 20 are not an auto hit, sadly.
Okay. Then, yeah, this is just going to be the distance she gets shoved will be, I believe, double.
Oh, she's going to go far to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll Ijutsu Focus. I didn't roll high on that. That's fine. So plus 2d6. It did confirm the crit, so this is gonna hurt. So that's actually okay. Let's see. 18 plus. Okay. 50.
Yeah, as you slam into her with your blade, you watch as the little ear kind of burns away into smoke as it cinders from the top to the bottom. She smiles cockily as this blackened shield with a twisted amalgamation of a creature, almost squid-like in appearance, kind of comes in, taking the hit as it slams into it. However, as it does, she gets shoved back, now only about 150 feet away from Gygax behind her.
I use my quick draw feat to draw my bow as a free action.
Okay.
How
I
far
want you
was
to know,
Gygax
funny
from where Dutes or where I was?
He is only, or he moved up another 45 feet from you, for reference.
Oh boy.
So, with
Yeah.
150, would she have possibly landed on the mine?
No, Melvin's Melvin. Gygax is in front of the mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a nat 20 to hit.
Oh, okay, well that one will actually hit, because you can't do
I
it
wanna
against
roll-
ranged
roll for
weapons.
confirmation to see if I
Is it a nat 20
I
or just fucking your extended crit?
yeah, I was seeing if I fucking crit confirmed.
Okay, gotcha.
But all right. So, but I do get the auto hit, and that's 21 damage as the great bow hits.
As you not
Sorry,
go ahead.
42.
As you quickly grab your bow from your back, knocking an arrow almost as if it's natural, pulling it back, expecting since the sword didn't work, taking a shot, the arrow goes flying as the thunk of it hitting the wood can be heard. You hear as it slams right into her shoulder. She screams out in pain, the cocky look on her face kind of gone. She's not wearing any armor as she seems to slightly change in appearance to almost elvish in look and appearance. A blonde hair, or a bright blonde hair, her green eyes, the bloody teeth that she has, a slight smear all across her face of clear from the creature she had been feasting on. The puncture into her shoulder seems to have kind of knocked her illusion spell off of her, as something kind of goes. You see a slight sparkle of something go landing onto the ground.
Told
Alright.
you, yours aren't great against Marshall.
Before her turn starts, a slight middle finger rises from the one that's not been shot with a bow. All right, Neff, did you have? Is it the end of your turn?
Yep, that's my movement, both my attacks.
Perfect. The crazy lady is going to scream out at you in common and say, "Death to any creature that doesn't recognize us." As she does so, she waves the staff once more, and I need another reflex save from you, Neff. As you see an arcane gateway.
Crazy fucking. I'm part of 2 nations, technically.
She wants you.
Yeah, whatever. 26.
Shit. As you manage to jump across, easily dodging as the thing appears at your feet once more, she irritatedly looks as it closes. Not moving, she just kind of like falls backwards and disappears into the wall. A slight thud is heard as she then is going to go ahead and cast once more as she's not moving. Firebolt that you will watch as suddenly a small bolt of fire kind of launches into the wall of dirt, kind of almost unnaturally extinguishing as you hear it sizzle out as it hits the wet, the very wet and kind of damp dirt there. A slight whisper of shit can be heard as she does so, and that ends her turn. Dutes, you are up.
I am going to maintain concentration on my song.
All right, go ahead and roll your concentration, and then roll a perform check to see if you can get any other bonuses for it.
All right, concentration is a 16.
Okay. You succeed.
And perform is a 20, unnatural.
Unnatural. As the rest of you hear the song picking up, the buff maintains. You feel a strong capability and ready to go into combat, ripping and tearing anybody that gets in your way. As you look on. All right. Do you want to do anything else, dudes, or is that all you're gonna be doing?
No, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Gygax, you're up.
So I'm 150 feet behind her now.
Yes, correct.
All right. Then I'm gonna do a run for another 100 feet.
Okay. You rush up. Yep.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
since I am 50 feet behind her, I am going to do a sling attack with my special bullets.
Okay, I will let you know she does have full cover because she is technically on the ground. That's like around a corner. So you just as a heads up.
Oh, I can't see her?
You can see her legs. You just can't see her, like the rest of her. You can see her legs only from the where she stand or where she's at. So she's got pretty much full cover. What's up?
Can you attack because you just used your movement? You dashed.
Oh yeah, it would be because a run is a dash. That's true.
Okay, so would that be
That would-
both my movements?
Yeah, that'd be both your actions. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Alright, so now I'm 50 feet behind her, still hidden.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only see her legs?
Yeah, she's because she fell backwards into this illusionary wall, but her whole body didn't go through as you saw the firebolt kind of fall shoot out.
Oh, she's laying down basically.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get it. Okay.
To be honest, I rolled I rolled 2 nat ones when I was using firebolt on something. But don't worry about that. All right.
That's my action then.
Perfect. Melvin, you are up.
I am going to hold one of my 8th staffs up with like a charged spell, but I'm not going to cast unless I see her getting closer.
Okay. You kind of ready yourself, watching as the distance is Gygax goes chasing her down like an eager bloodhound, looking
But
for a
I
fresh
want
kill.
to be for sure like in the center between where they're at and the ladder.
Okay.
Can't try to escape.
Okay. Kind of like blocking, blocking the pathway, so that way if she does get over your trap, she can't get past. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, would have to run through me.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, not very hard, but
Well, she didn't obviously look like she took much to take down, so as you saw. But all right, as you wait, kind of preparing yourself, getting your weapon ready, looking as fierce and as terrifying as you can for your tiny beholder kind that you are, more adorable to some as you do so. Neff, back at the top of the initiative, you are up.
Well, I saw her fall through a wall. You said she's 100 feet from me?
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, I believe you can make a single attack on double movement with a charge. So I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Let me
I'm gonna join her in her little illusory hole.
I can't wait. Let me double check my special attacks. Charge.
I believe it's charge.
Because I'm gonna say charge or bull rush. Towards it's double your speed directly toward the designated opponent. You must have a clear path toward the opponent. Yep. So as long as you do, it's just you get a +2. It's your base strength. You get a +2 on your attack roll and a -2 to your AC until your next turn. That's it. Oh, and you don't get extra attacks. That's basically the only other thing.
Yeah, I just get a single swing.
So yeah, go ahead and roll. You get a +2 from your with your strength check for this.
Okay. Love that my strength is by far my highest stat.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
That's an 18 before modifier. I think that makes that with the +2 to strength, a 31.
Yeah, that hits the AC. Her AC easily.
That is within my crit range because I crit in a 17 to 20.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your damage, and this is, I think, technically unarmed damage because you didn't have your you had your bow out, and I assume you're not charging her with your bow.
Quick draw on any of my turns. I can spot a different weapon for free.
So since it's got it's not piercing, is it?
No.
Then it just gets normal damage. Okay. Yep. Sadly,
she resists.
No. Piercing weapons are the only ones that get double damage on a charge.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
I get double from so it's
Yeah.
still-
Yeah, that's what I meant as far as it goes. I was gonna, yeah.
Let me make sure the wording on something on quick draw, because if it's worded how I think it is, this is about to get really fun.
Dude's in the background's got his full song ready and roaring the entirety of the town here, and their very noisy neighbor in the basement.
No. So, the quick draw, this is going to be my other sword I'm swinging with.
Okay.
So let's see. That's 18 before doubling, so 36 damage.
Okay. You, go ahead and keep... Is that max damage, 36?
Yeah, that's after the crit. That's 36 damage.
Okay. As you slam into her with the blade, you watch as you cut into her. She seems to scream in pain as the slash goes across her chest. The wound almost instantly heals, and she then smiles up at you as it does.
So if you surrender, you get to live. It's always an option.
As you say this, ending your turn, she looks up at you and just goes, "Do you not? I'm just more impressed that you're just this terribly stupid."
You're the crazy.
And she is going to grab your legs, initiating for a grapple against you.
I don't think she's going to win this grapple.
You do watch as she grapples you. Her arms do start to increase in size slightly as the illusion fully is starting to lose effect, and you start to see troll-like arms trying to grab you.
Okay.
If I could have rolled something better than a 3, that.
Can I even fail? What's your roll after modifier? Can I even fail?
I'm not telling you. Roll your fucking dice.
Okay, let's see. So I have a plus 22 to this.
Uh-huh.
And that's a 15.
Mm-hmm.
So 37.
Yeah. Kicking the hands away, she smiles, ignoring it, and is going to cast beneath her one last time. Arcane. I think it's Arcane. Is it Arcane Gateway? No, let me double check. That's the actual spell it's called. Cause give me a minute. I fully apologize. I have her spell up, but it's I looked at another page and my World Anvil has frozen, and has been frozen for about 10 minutes. So one moment while I look up quickly to make sure I'm looking at the right spell.
One time I wish I had True Sight. I don't know what the fuck she is.
Give me a minute, yeah.
And where she took my fucking rogue. Where's my rogue, goddammit?
Pulling up the fucking name. I promise you it's somewhere.
Right here.
It's Gygax? I don't think it's Gygax.
It's that guy.
I'm a spell thief, which is a rogue-ish person.
No.
God damn it.
Dimension Door. That's the name of the spell. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Not Arcane Gateway, because that's a. I was looking at that. I was like, wait, that's the 9th level spell. I'm sorry. No, Dimension Door. As you watch the Dimension Door beneath her, kind of open up. She smiles at you as she falls through it. Are you going to?
You know,
fall?
you suck at your job, lady.
Are you just going to avoid going into it? I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a reflex save.
Fucking, I don't want to go down there.
As she falls through.
Well, it's an 11 before mod, so a 21.
You succeed. As she disappears and the door dissipates. As it does, Melvin, give me a reflex save.
Oh, what the fuck?
She only go 500 feet, I believe it is.
19.
19. As you manage to kind of dodge back 5 feet, as she lands, this dimension door just opens up above you. Little stone doors seem to kind of assemble and open up from a portal as this woman falls through. A smile on her face, though, an arrow sticking out of her shoulder, as she's like laying right between, like in front of you, and behind her is the trap with a good 145 feet in front of that, behind her is still Gygax. As she looks up at you, ending her turn. Doots, this woman has just appeared right in front of Melvin, and is now only about 20 feet in front of you. As you're rocking out. Yeah.
A little close for my my taste.
This is only a wizard between you
Tell
and
me about it.
the big bad right now.
I just want to say, I did 36 damage. She insta-regen. Trolls only heal for 5 usually. I'm very concerned about what this lady is.
She also took 51 damage in that first hit like it was nothing and hasn't been bothered since.
Yep.
Go ahead, dudes.
So, I can't hit you without getting closer. And I don't want to. So, I'm gonna maintain concentration. But I'm gonna get louder.
Alright, as you get louder, I'm gonna roll something. Okay. As you start to play louder, you hear the sounds of someone from up above the ladder go, "Mate, are you alright down there? I heard some distraction or something. You need assistance."
Who's speaking?
And it sounds like a very thick, like heavy, common accent. You're not sure where the accent comes from. It's almost Australian in sounding as you hear the voice from above. It echoes, sounding very a little bit more manly than you'd expect as you hear it bellowing down.
You did not.
Yeah, would very much like some help dealing with some hypocrite.
Crazy
Oh.
woman.
Perfect! I got some hot tar right here. I'll tip it right over in a minute.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what?
As he is going to roll into the initiative with a 13.
It took
Alright.
me a second to realize who this was.
Gygax, it is your turn. The woman is now 145 feet behind you, with a small trap about 140 feet in front of you, or behind you as well. What do you want to do? I heard the roar.
180-degree turn, 100-foot run.
Alright, you are charging again, angry. I imagine, kind of swearing in the background after this woman.
You horrid wrench!
As you yell this out, you hear her go, "I won't take that from." Ow! Where she kind of moves, like tries to pull the arrow out. But you go running as you hear, or as you see her. as you end your turn, the gentleman, the Aussie above, goes, "Do you want me to pour the tar down?"
Yes.
And he waits to hear if Dutes responds.
Yes.
You hear, or you don't hear anything as you shout this out, and except for a barrel come clanking down. The barrel, still filled with the tar, some of it spilled out onto the ground behind you, but it's now just kind of laying there in a heap. I asked, I dropped it. Shit. I'm on my way. As he comes climbing down. Going the full ladder distance in his single movement, he's going to try and jump the tar and roll that. Please don't fail terribly tonight. Thank God for modifiers. He easily clears it. Jumping even over Dutes and right behind Melvin when he lands, and as he kind of pats Melvin on the head and goes, "Oh, little buddy, you're not ready yet. Why don't you go backwards?" As he pulls out a large knife and ends his turn. Melvin, it is your turn. As you look behind you, you see in the dark, because I think you have dark vision, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You look behind you, and as you feel this large hand, you see a Goliath with a long ginger-like mustache, big ginger hair that seems to be kind of flowing down his back. He's got a very light leather jerkin on, but that seems to be kind of broken at the center, like the thing or the beads that were supposed to, or buttons that were supposed to hold it together seem to have popped off. He is hairy all the way through and is wearing like what looks to be a rough kilt around his pants. He is carrying what looks to be a long gleaming knife with purple little runes in it that seem to kind of glow slightly as he seems to give you a wicked smile. Very sharp teeth that look to be kind of ground about almost unnaturally.
Is Ultimus looking in my direction right now?
The woman that was Ultimus is looking back at Gygax, who was screaming at her, and she was screaming back.
Okay. So I'll just, as I float backwards, taking the man's word for it, I will motion towards the spider venom trap on the ground as to let them know not to step on it.
Yep. As you point to that, you normally feel that you would, like, the creature should have gotten an attack of opportunity. She looks back at you, but as she goes to swing, you feel his hand kind of pull you back behind him. As he takes the hit, she is going to roll.
Is he a bodyguard?
Okay. She does hit. However, thankfully she can't do much with this item and does 1 point of damage as she smacks him with the staff. It slightly hits his hand and you see a little bit of a burn on it as the gem seems to glow for a minute and it seems to then dissipate. She looks up at him in horror is all you see, Melvin, as he kind of his frame fully envelops the what you see in front of you. Do you do anything else other than the move back? I mean, I'm pointing out the trap, of course, but
I don't think what I want to do is gonna work.
You could try. If you got an idea, I'm happy to, give you the yay or nay if you're thinking something. If you're thinking of fireball, that's always a good answer.
No. What I want to do, they have to have 4 or fewer hit die, and I don't imagine they do. So.
Well, I will say she took 51 hit points worth of damage earlier, so yeah, that's a guarantee that she doesn't, or she has high con. So, all right. As you back up then behind him, the slight smell of musk and oil kind of coming off him, it kind of smells almost like a wet bear. You hear him go, and I thought this was going to be a giant lion I was looking for. As he smiles at you. Neff, you are up. The woman has disappeared. You're just standing at the hall, this corner, but you can hear down the hallway as you kind of peek your head back and see her just slightly over Gygax's large figure rushing down the hallway. Her at the bare edge of a trap, and now a large Goliath-like figure kind of standing there with a very big knife that looks pretty brutal with a small saw in the back. It looks to be curved, almost a nasty design to be purposely able to gut and pull.
So how far away is she from me?
From you, it would be 150. Because you were 45, or you were 50 feet, so it'd be 200 feet roughly. Yeah.
I can't attack, but I have exactly a 200-foot run. I'll poke my head up and say, "Don't you run from me!" And I'm gonna sprint right up on her.
As you go charging past, kind of scooching by Gygax, the swearing continuing from Gygax, I imagine, towards this woman. Uh-huh.
I'll go 100 and take a shot.
Okay. As you go your 100 feet, rushing up, you can go ahead and take your shot, see if you can hit her.
My sword clearly doesn't work, but my bow clearly does, because that arrow's still stuck there.
It is, and she keeps trying to pull it out and doesn't seem able to.
Yep. Oh, that's not a crit, but it's a really high roll. 30 to hit.
That hits easily.
I rolled high, because my modifier for bow is much lower than that for sword. Because my dex is 20 compared to my 32 in strength.
Ooh.
25 damage.
As the bow goes, as you again stop rushing up and stopping, shooting the arrow right above Gygax's head, as Gygax is still charging forward. You watch as the arrow kind of bounces slightly, almost in the air, unnaturally wiggling past, and hits into the chick's other side, hitting her shoulder. She screeches out once more in pain as she does so. The hysteria seeming to get louder as she starts shouting, yelling in common. Death will come for you all. His smile will envelop you. He will eat you and feast. As she starts going into hysterics, her eyes start rolling back into her head. She seems to be going into almost a fit of rage at this point, frothing at the mouth as she does so. Yes.
Eating people is distasteful.
As Neff shuts his back out in return. Is that end your turn, Neff?
It does, yeah.
All right. She is up. She needs to make a fortitude save, will save to see if she can. She succeeds. As she succeeds, you watch as she burning the other ear on her staff, turning to ash. She begins to speak in a strange tongue. Gygax, since you hear this, you can record this as Toth script. Go ahead and write that down. This is let's say 6 seconds of Toth script. As you hear her speak this out, the thing seems to burn away, and the arrows seem to kind of unnaturally pop out of her as she smiles suddenly as her eyes come back. Little purple veins now starting to expand onto her face. This elvish figure looks like she is ready to kill, but that ends her turn. She can't do anything else for that. Doots! Got your music going. This big Aussie Goliath is now standing between you and this woman. Your music's still jamming out. What are you doing?
I'm gonna see if I can extend the buff to this new fellow that's joined the party.
All right, go ahead and give me another concentration, another perform check.
All right, so perform because I'm already there.
Yep.
It's 33.
33. As you easily manage to get the continue hitting the notes, the song flaring out, almost a crowd starting to expand around you, chanting and singing along, the band enveloping, making it sound like a full rock concert. You start to hear people above starting to kind of slightly chant, the noise of people laughing and some singing along above ground. It's strange. You kind of almost hear first a few, then more, and it sounds like people are clapping up above as you're jamming out this music. You do see that the guy seems to be very appreciative, but the buff does not seem to take effect on him.
Okay.
Your surround sound for upstairs.
Gygax wants to know if we get added, or if they get added damage for the 33.
For 33? No, they do not.
Okay.
The buff does not seem to affect them in the slightest. And I will note, Doots, from your understanding of your own abilities, you would know that only happens when either someone can't hear it, or someone outright is not an ally of yours.
That's what I was just typing to you. I was like, did he not realize they're not a friend?
You would know this as this is an ability of your own character. Yeah, you would know that this means that this person either chose not to, or they are an enemy,
Yeah.
or rather, not an ally. I guess would be the better way of putting that.
I see. So this is a free for all. Right.
But as you do this performance, you still have you haven't moved. Did you want to do anything else?
Just gonna maintain concentration.
Okay. All right. Roll your concentration then.
All right. 24.
24. All right. As you manage to easily keep the song going without the focus of the battle distracting you, easily jamming out the sound, getting louder and louder, more cheers being heard from above. Ending your turn, Gygax. You ran back 100 feet. You only got 45 more to go.
No, I don't. That says 20 for doing a sling attack.
That's true. Are you only going up so you're only up 25 feet and taking a shot?
No, I can shoot 50 feet away.
Oh, okay, perfect then. Go ahead and roll to see if you can hit.
I did. 20.
20? Oh, fuck. Perfect. As you hit easily, as you take aim, her not moving, laying on the ground and distracted, you watch as the hit burrows into her skin. Go ahead and roll damage. She does not seem, as she looks over, screeching in pain, does not seem to appreciate the spider butt plug slugs that you have. As you watch, they rip and tear, catching onto the flesh, which I don't know if you've ever had a fish hook in your body. It ain't fun. For minimum damage, but as it slams into her, still the sting of the effect seems to catch her attention as she screeches out. She seems to look over towards you and swear at you again in some strange language that you hear once again, taking another 6 seconds of Toth script.
And every time she moves 5 feet worth, she takes an extra damage from it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. That's you haven't moved, so
action.
yeah, I was gonna say you haven't moved, so would you like to hit again? Let's see what you. Oh, is that a crit? Oh shit!
Yes.
Nice. Roll to confirm. Just a d20. Or I guess rather, yeah. No.
Nope.
Okay. So it's just that means it's just auto hits. So you just don't get the crit damage, I believe, because that's what the second one is, the confirmation for it. So you still get the auto hit. That still goes through. So go ahead and roll your damage for this thing as you aim up another sling shot. Perfectly getting accustomed to this sling with ease. Slamming in for average damage. You watch as the second one slams into her side. She screeches out in pain again. Yet again, looking at the object, looking at you, and just the utter terror and anger in her eyes when she looks at you, Gygax. She seems to continue glaring at you.
And the other bullet's in her other leg.
Yep. All right, as with both legs now completely devastated, she doesn't look to be able to get up, and she doesn't look to she looks to kind of pick at it, not really doing anything. She kind of grimaces every time moving the fish hook caught in her flesh.
I yell, "Tuck it, you wrench!"
As you do, she seems to say something else once more in Toth script. Go ahead and add another 6 seconds to that. All right. As you finish slinging those shots at her legs, her no longer able to get her focus on you. You watch as the guy with the large knife, now taking that knife, aims down, plunging into her head, doing a called shot to her head. And now, will the dice actually be nice to me tonight? Thank you. That hits, and I will roll for damage on that knife. Did I roll? Wow, I rolled a nat 1 for that. Damn. As you watch the knife goes plunging into the side of, or into her head, slamming hard into her, she seems to almost feel the blade's impact, and as she does, the gemstone on the staff seems to eviscerate, completely burning away into dust as the staff seems to then explode out. As it does, she seems to almost react as her body spasms. The purple tentacles seeming in her face seeming to go deeper into her down her face, all the way to her neck as it does so. The Goliath seems to pull the knife back out, looks back at Melvin and goes, "I've never seen someone live from that. And he kind of then grabs Melvin and pushes him in front of him and starts backing away. Melvin, do you wish to contest? Being pushed forward?
Yes.
Alright, it's going to be a strength check between the two of you.
Oh boy, I'm so good at those.
I want to put out there, Melvin, buddy, with a plus 34 damage, most of that comes from strength. His strength's got to be insane.
Alright, so you have to beat... Go ahead and roll. Let's see what you got. You got this, Melvin. I believe in
Did
you.
I get anything from Dukes on this?
You know what? I'll give you a +2 to this, for the roll for it.
I rolled a nat 1 -1, so total of 1.
One minus one plus two is total of 2.
Yeah, that's, with ease. As you try to pull away, your tiny frames, your tentacles kind of latch on like a small starfish, trying your hardest as you frustratingly squeeze as he, with a very gentle ease, seems to put you in front of him and then like kind of waves his hand slightly and then peels your tentacles off with a very kind gentleness to it. He kind of then taps you on the head and then turns and he's going to run his full distance back to the ladder, pushing past dudes.
He's wearing red.
His leather armor looks to be brownish of color. He is a ginger though. His hair is like a gingerish color. No, he is a Goliath. He's gray-skinned. All right, and that ends his turn. As he gets to the ladder, Melvin, you are up. You now have this woman standing in front of you. She's got purple tentacles going down to her throat. She no longer has a staff, and all of the damage she seems to have taken has disappeared.
Shocker. Yeah, I'm gonna back the fuck up.
All right. How much are you gonna back up?
I'm going to go diagonal, like up and back. My full 20 feet.
Yeah, as you angle up, floating higher, she does not spring an opportunity attack. She is currently unable to attack you. As you back up and float back, you end up a bit like right above Dutes's head. As you can now hear the music in full and hear the crowd in the background fully clapping, singing, dancing along. All right. As you are backed up, you used your movement, did you want to do any actions or are you going to use any more movement? Or hold in action?
Yeah, I will hold an act.
Okay. What are you holding for?
I'm going to hold a spell, ready to
Okay.
cast it.
What's going to cue it for you?
If they come at me or Dutes
Okay.
threateningly.
Okay, so if they get within attacking range to either of you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. As you kind of ready your 1/8 quarterstaff, as your now your little staff or magic focus, angrily watching this lady, kind of frothing, bouncing, having a fit on the ground, as these tentacles start to take over the rest of her body. The slight purplish foam kind of starting to leak from her mouth as you back up, readying yourself. Neff, oh yes, go ahead, Melvin.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Psionically, I'll also put the Gygax.
Mhm.
He'll just hear, just remember, if things go bad, they're good.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll know what I mean.
As you assume he'll know what you mean, and kind of watch this with, I imagine, like a big wink towards Gygax.
Yeah.
Alright, Neff, you are up. And later in the fourth wall, Gygax would just look at the viewers and say no, he had no idea what was going on and was just going to continue what he was doing. Go ahead. Neff.
Alright, well, I have a person within bow range that's not moving anymore, so
Mm-hmm.
it's time to shoot somebody twice.
All right.
Or probably 3 times. We'll see. Yeah, like I said in chat, I'm noticing.
Found his
I
lucky
think this
20.
dice slightly weighed towards a nat 20.
Oh no.
I like this. This is good. This is good. So anyway, that's a nat 20.
Nice. All right. Go ahead and roll your confirmation.
The confirmed crit's not a nat 20, but it's a 23.
Okay. So you just get the crit. It does hit her AC, so you get the double damage, but you don't get the permanent injury roll.
Yeah, no permanent injury. I'll get one eventually.
Wait, it's gotta be at higher levels. It's too low level at this point for players.
I don't know. I just don't know if I'll have the luck to get one. Let's see. So that's
Dudes is planning the next
14,
lyrics.
9, 1. Oh, this is about to hurt. So after doubling, that's 58 damage.
All right. As you slam, pulling back with all your might, arrow goes flying directly into her. As it slams into the side of her face, piercing right through her cheek, it goes clean through into the side of the wall on the other side, slamming into it. As the foam kind of flutters out with a little bit of bloody viscera, the woman looks almost unfazed as the hit goes through, seeming to continue as her body seems to be shuddering up and down.
Well, if you're not gonna die, I'm just gonna pin you to a wall with like 100 arrows. Let's see. Oh, that's a 14 to hit.
That does not hit for once.
Damn. I have one more shot.
This staff is the only thing saving her. Mm-hmm.
And that's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
The staff can only do so much.
It's true.
Let's see. 8. Not as impressive that time. Still high damage. 23 damage.
As a second arrow goes flying into her side this time, you watch the body slightly reacts as the impact hits it. The ripple across the stomach goes, but yet as it does, the woman still continuing to flail about. She seems to completely be ignoring this the damage and doesn't even seem phased by it as she continues frothing. A slight gurgling can be heard from her as this continues.
Well, it's my turn.
All right. As you end your turn, the eeriness, but the music kind of covering over it, the woman's skin begins to glow, and she is going to roll her fortitude save.
From all the wiggling, does she receive extra damage from the bullets?
She's not moved any feet technically.
Well, I mean, the wiggling would be...
Well, yes, that is true, but at this point, yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
Don't have to. It's 1 per bullet.
That's right.
It's 2 extra.
Yep, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Let me add that. Okay. As she fails the fortitude save, you watch as the purple tentacles now all across her body start to widen and seem to expand out. Little markings are starting to glow across her this elven woman's entire body as the bandages and light leather clothing that she was wearing seems to burn away. Almost as if someone had stitched or marked or cut into this woman these markings. It ends her turn. Dutes, it is your turn. As the music's still blaring and you're seeing this happen.
So, we're actually at the point where it's an intense guitar solo.
Uh-huh.
So,
As you look up, you have a chance to finally talk for a moment to the party. Yeah.
So assessing the situation and looking at it, this guy that joined, does he give off any... Because I had to step away.
Mm-hmm. He turned around. He's hiding. He's now at the ladder and basically was left Melvin in his place when he realized she didn't die to a stab to the head. So he's back at the ladder, heading up, getting ready to head up it.
Felling great foes will take more than just a strike to the head. If you leave now, you'll be branded a coward.
You see him look back at you and give you a thumbs up as he still prepares to climb the ladder. And goes, better a coward than an idiot who's dead.
But we have her on the ropes.
He turns, he literally stops, gets off the ladder, looks at you and goes, I just watched that woman take 3 fucking hits from the strongest mercenary in the entire lands. You don't got shit. He turns and climbs up the ladder, like accent broken. He is going up the ladder. Neff shouting, I'm quitting in the distance.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hear I'm quitting. I heard I got pudding.
I said I'm winning. You know.
As the echo kind of distorts through the chamber, the only person truly hearing him is Gygax.
She's not on the ropes. She's turning into purple tentacles.
She's also not on ropes. She's against the wall. There's no ropes down here.
It's an expression.
Oh, what?
The woman frothing at the mouth would like you to appreciate it if you'd focus on her trying to kill you all, and rather than your own very unique conversation in this situation.
He's not a threat.
The narrator kind of plugs into the scene here for a minute.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say I hold up a finger to her and say, hush, the adults are talking.
What's an expression?
God damn it.
An expression is a metaphor.
It's like a facial expression.
God damn it.
What's the metaphor?
It's like saying something you never mean.
We're not doing it.
Oh, it's lying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. That works. We're going with
A
that.
metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or an action in a way that isn't intent or literally true.
And that is
I'm
why...
talking for 6 seconds.
And this is why here at the World of Silencia, we let you know we are kid and child appropriate. You should show us your children at school. That is a full endorsement.
But only some. Only some.
But sorry, yes. Now, what's your?
Sounded so wrong.
It did. What are your two? What are your 2 actions or action movement? What are you thinking here?
Back up, delete.
So I am going to back away from this situation as I don't want to be this close.
Okay. How much are you backing up? And are you still playing the instrument, or are you just giving up on your performance?
No, I'm going to maintain performance.
Okay. You roll performance at disadvantage for a movement, so that means you have a -2.
Alright.
What?
13.
13 with ease. You as you start to back up, though a little bit of dirt, some rocks. You feel yourself kind of having a little bit of issues backing up, trying to still face this woman to avoid turning your back to her. You back up. How much are you? What's the distance you're backing up?
I'll move my full 30 feet back.
Okay. As you back all the way back up to the ladder, you are right on top of the giant barrel of tar just kind of laying there in a pile, while the guy still standing on the ladder is looking at you. Now, you haven't used your other action. You've only moved. Did you want to do anything else? Oh, no, you did, because you were doing your perform check, so never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I can.
Alright, never mind. As you stand there, he looks at you kind of menacingly and annoyed at your expectation of him to be your savior, your white knight for nothing. Gygax, the actual white knight and savior, who's really more of a maniacal man just trying to eat everything. What do you want? What would you like to do?
I feel like I'm the closest thing to a hero here.
That's true.
In my head, I think to myself, I just want to eat her head. But how far away... Okay, so from me to the spiderweb trap is what? 40 feet?
40 feet, and then she is 45 feet. Yeah, because she's 5 feet in front of the spider trap from your perspective.
Okay.
Or...
How much does she weigh?
What's the weight maximum for this? I'll tell you yay or nay.
Does she weigh... Let's see, let me check real quick.
Please don't move her. I need her at the distance she's at.
Does she weigh more or less than 250 pounds?
Less.
Okay. I'm going to move up 35 feet.
Okay.
So I am 10 feet away from her.
Okay. I'm 5 feet away from the trap. Okay.
I am gonna shoot a pseudopod at her.
Okay.
So for that, I need to roll.
Yep. As we found out, her AC is at least 14. That hits. Damn.
Now the damage.
Mhm. All right, yeah. As you send your pseudopod going forward, it stabs into her little prickles, like stabbing into the portion of her side that it grabs. She screeches out a little bit, but seems almost unfazed as she continues to like froth and move up and down, slightly like wiggling as she's almost spazzing out.
Does she take 2 more damage from the?
She
bullets?
does. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm keeping track of that every time I say that. Don't worry.
Good. I'm gonna hold on to her with the pseudopod,
Mm-hmm.
and since that was my second action, I can't do anything else.
Okay. All right, you've got her grabbed in a sense, not grappled, but grabbed. So you've got a connection to her. All right. That ends your turn. Let's see. Okay. BBG's. She is going to go ahead and continue with her throbbing and explosiveness. You see as the purple starts to kind of expand and go darker, she starts to almost create a wicked smile on her face as she does so. It's time for the Australian. He is going to climb the ladder at full speed like the coward he is and get to the top. Coming up to the top and seeing the crowd clapping, waving, and smiling as he comes forward. You hear from down below, dudes, "I'm not the one who did it! They're the ones who did it!" As the voice almost slightly changes and sounds more youngish as it comes out, and the crowd seems to start clapping and yelling even louder. Throbbing explosiveness sounds like okay. That ends their turn. This lady is going to do her roll her thing again. Let me roll this. Okay, she still hasn't hit. All right, that ends her thing. Melvin, as you watch dudes kind of from below you back up towards the ladder all the way. The guy on the ladder heading up and dissipating. This woman now is squirming about, seeming as if she is ready to explode, ignite, whatever's about to happen to her. It's clear even in the air as the rest of you start to look about as of now, as a blue-like coloration seems to be kind of coming off of her and like almost feeding towards her from the air.
Can I tell what kind of magic this is?
Go ahead and roll Knowledge Arcana.
19.
You are sure this is blood magic, a school of magic that is almost impossible for people who aren't really aberrations typically.
And it does seem like she's about to explode from it.
Something's about to happen. She's glowing, she's frothing, she's wiggling. Magic, it looks like it's pulling kind of towards her. Either she's about to explode with magic, or she's about to explode with a really big spell, or she's about to use a very major spell. One of the three.
We might not want to stay here.
I imagine Melvin kind of says over the psionic link amongst the three of you. I imagine into Neff's head as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will continue to float backwards.
You hear Neff say that out loud with that as you float backwards. Yeah, you're doing the full 20 feet?
Yep.
Okay, yep. Floating backwards once more towards a little bit more back towards the ladder. You see as Dude stands about 10 feet behind you, already out there, getting ready to himself to climb the ladder, though jamming out with his long guitar solo.
And then I'm still going to hold a spell
Okay.
charge, just in case she starts charging towards me.
Okay.
So if she gets within 30 feet.
Okay.
let me know.
All right. Well, she's technically within 30 feet. Or oh no, she's within
well.
40 feet. 40 feet. So never mind. You're right. You're good. Okay. I will let you know. Neff, back at the top of the initiative.
All right. Nev's gonna channel his inner cowboy.
All right.
So, she's too far for me to go and take the staff, and I don't want to be next to her. But I have a grappling hook.
Uh-huh.
I wish to grappling hook the staff and take it.
I can't wait.
So, would you like a use rope roll?
Yep.
All right.
This is gonna be interesting because I'm grappled or held onto her right now.
Yeah, you're holding her. I'm taking her magic staff. That seems to be doing things.
All right. Let's see what you got. What's the use rope?
I rolled a 28.
28. Let me double check something. It's been a while since we've had to use rope. And are you just trying to catch the staff, or are you trying to catch her?
I'm trying to rip the staff out of her hand, so I'm trying to hook the staff.
Oh yeah. As you grappled, or easily grappling the staff, pulling it back without even having to do a strength check, with ease, it's just a little bit of tension. It seems to fall out of her hand. She is still staying the same, no changes. But as you pull the staff towards you, the long, bone-like bit at the bottom seems to kind of squeak every once in a while as it kind of hits the ground. But eventually, you bring it back.
All right, now that I have this, I'm running in the opposite direction. We were all told to run, and I'm taking the weird staff that was keeping her alive.
Okay. I need a will save from you if you're picking up the staff.
I'm dragging it by the grappling hook.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right, yeah. No, as you turn and run, leaving Gygax there holding the bomb, literally.
Get the fuck out of there!
All right. We're going to roll. And I want you guys to know, I don't have to roll very high now to get this, as it's her turn. I didn't want to do this to you lot. I need, reflex saves from, the entirety of the party, at disadvantage. And Gygax, you have a -5 because you're touching this woman. Let's get some reflex saves.
It's just a -2, correct?
Yeah, for the rest of you. The only one who gets bad is Gygax.
Alright.
After -2,
Oof. Melvin?
3.
Oh, no.
I
Alright.
have 20, I just yell, tuck and roll!
No, I need a reflex save from you as well, Neff, actually. Because you're in the...
I did. That was the
Oh,
27.
that was the 27. Okay. As the sound, or this woman's, the magic finally stops for an instant, stops flowing into her. Time almost for a second seems to stand still for all of you as you feel the force of magic imploding out as the body seems to explode in chunks. At first, Gygax getting a piece of it, the piece that he was holding on to kind of pulls back towards you, Gygax, as you kind of find yourself pushed backwards. The rest of you slamming into walls, Neff, feeling yourself go 100 more yards as you're just shot down that tunnel with so much force from the magic. As this explodes out, I'm double checking because I think someone's about to. Is someone going to save you? I'm checking. Zebril can see all this actively happening, so I'm going to ask now: is Zebril saving the party? Because I'm going to be honest, if Zebril's mentality is that he would save them if they're about to die, I'm going to ask now before I roll dice that I don't that this party is about to die from his perspective. Alright, you watch as, the rest of you don't see anything, as almost, in a sense, actually time does stop, as the first wave of the explosion just impacting and slamming you a lot, as the arcane magic from this woman's body seems to start to explode as a secondary wave of this blackened magic filled from the blood of the body itself expanding out. But before that can fully expand out past just the very essence of where her body was, time stops completely. Zebra, is this only on the body itself, I assume? I'm just going to go with yes if I don't see anything, because that would make sense to me, but I'm curious. You might be getting saved, gentlemen. You've got a second. I know the tension is nail-biting. This is on everything and everyone, unfortunately. Okay, so I do need will saves from the entirety of the party then to see if you can pass. Because technically you have a chance.
Natural 20 for a 25.
Okay. 22. Damn, nice, Gygax. And then let me refresh so I can see Melvin's rolls. Was it a 7, Melvin?
Sure was.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. If you want to use a different dice like thing today, I understand. 26, okay. With all of that, sadly, with the casting level of Zebril, you do fail. However, some of you came close. I will give you that. In close as in like as close as an average mortal can. As you watch as time stops, you lot for a second kind of breathe, and you know what? We're gonna end there with the time stop, this bomb about to explode, and Zebril hopefully planning to save you lot and figure out something. We thank you all for watching, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you on the next session, where Tuntun's gonna randomly show up and not know what's going on.